Okay, I have no idea why it is going live immediately at this point. So, not really ready yet. But, welcome to the Redeye stream. This is Mad Dodge Productions. Tonight I'm gonna have, Pinoid on, and, hopefully Doku here soon. And we're gonna be talking about, marriage and, men's rights. And when it comes to men's rights, do women have a place in the movement? Is that an okay thing? That's something we're going to be going over. So there's that. We're over on the call in channel. So if you have access to that, then go ahead and join. If you don't, let me know in the chat and I'll throw the Discord out there if you would like to jump on. That is awesome. Um, I really I didn't expect it to start immediately. I'm kind of by myself at this point. So, what's going on? And Pinoid, if you can hear me, whenever you get back, dude, the help would be appreciated. And yes, there's a little bit of dead air. Like I said, okay, so when you use OBS, usually you hit start stream through OBS, and then YouTube hesitates and waits. You have to hit start stream on YouTube as well. But the last 2 days, it hasn't been working that way. So, yeah. Kind of on my own on this one. Pinoid, help a nigga out.
Oh, all right. So, like, fuck it. You are on your own right now. Is that what's hot right now at the moment?
Yeah, no, it went hot without me knowing. Yeah.
Well, let me stand here and check the fucking stream and shit. You know what I mean? Because like I have no idea what's going on.
I don't see anybody in here yet, so we're still at the very beginning. But no,
I feel where you are.
it went hot right at the very beginning. And you know what I mean by OBS? Like usually you got to hit start stream on both things. You know, OBS, you start stream, it starts streaming into YouTube, and then you hit start stream on YouTube. It didn't do that to me. It just went hot.
I got you. Yeah. And by the way, it did not update your thumbnail either.
Oh,
Did
it
you did
didn't.
you set up did you set up a future stream?
Yeah, 6:15. I even set it out a few minutes ahead of time. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I
it's fucking retarded.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like the other night, I was live for 6 hours and I had OBS shut down.
Oh, it did update the thumbnail. And by the way, you misspelled marriage, Mister. I'm a motherfucking whatchamacallit.
Okay, I misspelled marriage. My bad. Sorry. I fucking apologize. God damn.
He's like, I'm an ordained minister. You know that, right? Yeah, I know you're an ordained minister, man.
Hey, no, hey, I'm allowed to misspell shit. I had three different things going on at the same time, motherfucker. But okay, like let's start with the men's rights idea. Okay, women trying to help with the issues, raising money, trying to create awareness and putting themselves out there on our behalf. Isn't that a good thing?
No, it's not in any way, shape, or form. And I'm going to tell you why, right? Because they're the problem, right? Like they're the issue. It doesn't matter like how much you want to fucking help if you're the actual reason why shit's fucked up to begin with. So like if I go, all right, well, like the problem with marriage is the fact that you have too many freedoms and rights, right? And they go, agree, you know what I'm saying? And fucking like they're like, oh, I'm not gonna give up my fucking freedoms in order to fix this. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like one of those things. It's like fucking it's like when white people join like fucking black causes. And like the black people go, oh man, fucking, well, the reasons why this shit is fucked up is because y'all do this. And they go, well, we're not going to change what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not really helping the situation in any way, shape, or form when it comes down to it.
Are you equating Black Lives Matter to marriage though? Is that or men's rights?
Yeah, like, yo, fucking, the problems in the black community are directly linked to men's rights.
The problems in the black community are directly linked to the fact that the black community doesn't want to change and hasn't wanted to change
No,
in
no,
decades.
it's not. No, it's not. And I can empirically prove it. I have empirically proved it many a times. Like it's not that difficult. Like the main problem inside of black communities is fucking family and law, right? It's fucking child support, it's welfare, it's fucking Section 8 housing. Like, okay, let me explain it to you. It's a very simple thing, all right? So say you're an 18-year-old male in the black community, okay? You just graduated high school or you fucking, dropped out, you didn't graduate, whatever the case might be. You can no longer live at your mom's house because Section 8 and fucking HUD housing, males over the age of 18 aren't allowed to live there unless you pay rent. Well, fucking, you don't have a fucking job, and the place is a goddamn fucking, it's a food desert, especially on the East Coast where, like, you don't have any industry left because it's all either A, got shipped off to China, or B, automated out of existence. So, you're all of a sudden, you're out on your fucking own. You have no way of making any fucking money. You know what I'm saying? You stand here and you end up, like you're a fucking thoroughbred. You start hustling, doing what you got to do. You knock up some fucking female and shit. Right now, you know what I'm saying? Now you're on a level of where, fuck, you got a fucking kid in the goddamn way, and you're gonna have a fucking baby and shit, and that baby's gonna motherfucking cost you a child support case. They're gonna tell you either you get this money, you go to jail.
Yeah, but why is it necessarily going to cost you a child support case? Okay, so I knocked a bitch up, 20 years old, you know? Um, my son is turning 15 here soon, right? I still stood up. I didn't get nailed with child support. I stood up, I
Well,
took
like,
full
yo,
custody, and I fucking
if
won. I
well, here's
mean,
the thing, right? Like, yo, if that mom is on Section 8 and fucking welfare and food stamps and, cash assistance, she has to take you for support if you're on the birth certificate. Because, like, yo, that money has to get paid back.
yeah, but what I'm saying is, why can't you get full custody? Why can't you do what I did? I'm not special. I'm not some
Yo, you
special
are, you
individual.
are, you are, you are special because the vast majority of times inside of the fucking court, you're not going to get any justice for what the fuck's going on with you, right? You're legitimately, you're not going to get any justice whatsoever, right? So the reality is that, fucking, like, unless that mom's a fucking full-fledged fucking crackhead, and she's literally doing crack inside of the motherfucking, whatchamacallit, inside of the fucking court. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that you could fucking do unless that judge sees her sitting there smoking a crack pipe and literally cannot fucking not give her the fucking kids. And even then, like, long, like, yo, if my kids get taken away from my fucking baby's mom, right? For instance, like fucking my baby's mom, she has fucking the children and youth people, family services all over her ass right now, right? If they fucking stand here and they have to step in and, like, take the kids, they don't come to me. They'll go into foster care before they'll go to a father in most states.
That's messed up. Like, no, those kids should go to you. I mean, that
They
should be
don't
the way it
care.
is.
They don't care. They would much rather motherfucker put the kids in foster care and give the fucking kid to the fucking father. Because everybody in the entire fucking world at this point is fucking so angry at their fucking father that they're like, yo, fuck all men.
Okay, so, women and men's rights. Why do you think they're there then? Like, okay, Modern
Because it's
Medusa
just,
is another YouTuber. She's the one I bought the calendar from for 2020, and it's all of the money went to go support men's rights issues and charity. So I bought it. You know what I mean? I supported men's rights at that point. Why is that wrong for her to do something like that?
because she's the problem. Her gender's the problem, right? Like, the rights that our government gives her is the issue. That's the problem with marriage and men's rights and all the shit that goes with it, right? It's because she's the issue.
So even if she recognizes that and comes out in defense of, I guess we're talking about men's rights, right? So it would be our side. We're both men. Even if she comes out in support of our side, she's still the enemy.
It's not so much. It's not an enemy thing, right? It's more along the lines like, this isn't her fight, right? This isn't something that she can do. This isn't something she can solve. This isn't something that she can like fucking stand here and actually look at objectively. Because honestly, like and no female's gonna go, well, like, yeah, like I don't deserve any rights. I don't. Like fucking no female's gonna sit here and want to give up their freedoms that they fucking attained over the past 50 fucking years or 100 years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, men's rights activism is patently stupid to begin with, right? It really is. Just because of the fact that, like, it's existed since the beginning of feminism. And like, with female voting, like it's existed for longer than fucking female voting has. And it has literally gotten worse progressively every fucking year.
Well, no, and the reason we combined the two issues, men's rights and marriage, was really the idea of the modern marriage in Western civilization being diluted to the point where it hardly exists anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I have a nuclear family. There's me, my wife, we're equal partners, and we take care of our kids. But that's not necessarily what's happening on a whole, is it?
Well, yeah, but you don't really have a nuclear family. Like two of those fucking kids ain't yours. One of those ain't hers. Right? One of yours ain't hers. And on top of that, like fucking your wife goes and earns the goddamn money and you fucking stay home and, do YouTube
You
and
don't
take
know
care
how
of the
much
kids.
money I make, bro.
How much money you make doing YouTube?
Doing YouTube or doing anything else. You don't know exactly what I'm making. So that's not necessarily for you to be deciding upon.
Yo, I'm saying though, but like, it's not, what you would consider a traditional nuclear family where you go to work every day and you earn the majority of the income and fucking, your wife stays home and takes care of the kids. Your wife works.
Okay, fair enough. All right, I hear you on that one. All right, no, go ahead and continue because I think we were talking past each other there. I'm with you.
It's good. It's cool. It's cool, right? Like, fucking, I don't come out my mouth unless I'm right, to be how it operates, right? But anyway, yeah, fucking. So like, the fact of the matter is that fucking, you can't have, you can have a nuclear family today, but like, the world's gonna hate you if you do, and every female around your female is gonna hate her for motherfucking like accepting that role. Right? They see it as slavery. And like, I never understood that. Like, I never have because like, I love my kids and I love being around them. I love taking care of them. Like, if I could be home every day and not work and be with my kids and be out camping and fishing and shit, like I would do that. And I've done that shit. Like when I was on unemployment, it was some of the best times of my life where I had my kids and we were out fucking fishing and hiking and spending time and, doing shit and, fucking making them dinner and putting them in bed and, all that shit. I love that fucking, it's a great time.
Well, yeah, no, and like me and my oldest son, me and him had an issue, right? He finally came back home, and what I did is I stepped back and I went, I get it. He's 14 years old. He's gonna be mad at me for a bit. He'll come around, and he did, and he wants to move back home. You know what I mean? All I had to do was sit back and wait. I didn't need to push the issue. I didn't need to fight it. When it comes to like the family unit though, okay, it doesn't matter who's staying at home with the kids necessarily. The family unit itself has started to dissolve, has it not? What are the marriage rates right now?
Started to dissolve. Nigga, like it started to dissolve in the 1950s, right? And it just went fucking downhill fucking unbelievably fast after they passed the fucking no contest divorce back in like 1971 federally, right? Like, it's so patently fucking ridiculous. And like after the welfare reforms and fucking child support forms and all this shit, like it has just went downward in a way that's never been done before. And it's literally like what it is you literally are trying to create parity between men and women, right? And in doing so, you've literally destroyed the fucking family unit and destroyed your society trying to help women.
Is it about helping women though? Because what they
Yes.
do is they try to attack our feelers, right? They say it's for the kids. That's what they always say.
No,
That's the
no,
go-to.
they say it's for the women. They say it's for the women. That's what they say, right? They always say it's for the woman, right? They're like, yo, look, you know what I'm saying? Fucking like, if you want women to be able to have the freedom that men do who have a job, right? That means that man can leave anytime he wants to and he's still financially stable. Well, in order to make that equal, you have to just give women fucking money or rob the man to give her money, one of the two. And that woman doesn't have any consequence over what the fuck she did to get that money because of the fact that there's no consequences for her. So she doesn't have any responsibility for her fucking actions. So
Well, no, and you're not necessarily
wrong.
you're not keeping the family cohesion there. What you're doing is you're ostracizing the man in the relationship. And you're also incentivizing the woman to break up with said man because she could be better off. She doesn't have
Well,
to work.
here's the truth. Here's the truth. Do you know how much money, like legit, a man would have to make today in order to outspend the fucking government on what they're going to give that woman?
Go ahead, go for it.
$52,000 a year. Take home.
Take home. So that's after the illegal federal income tax.
Yeah, 52,000 a year take home. In other words, that's $75,000 a year a man would have to make just to outspend the government. That's not even like really beating it by much. And like, yo, how much is your freedom worth, right? Like, for instance, if you had to ask your wife permission before you did anything, right? And like, in order to like, get like a pair of shoes or get like a fucking shirt or fucking whatever the case might be, right? Fucking like you'd stand here and you'd lose your goddamn mind, right? Because like, you're like, fuck that, it's my money. Well, this bitch, feels the same way when the government gives her her money. So she can buy whatever she wants without that dude if the government's giving her the money. And the government's more reliable. So why would you stay married?
Yeah, exactly. And that's been, in my opinion, that's been part of the downfall of society as a whole. Because when you lose the family unit, then you lose societal cohesion, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's not your opinion. That's the truth. Strong families make strong communities, make strong states, make a strong nation. And that's how the fuck that shit operates, right?
And
like,
we ripped that apart. We ripped that apart at the seams, and now we're looking at the aftermath. And the aftermath is what? Black Lives Matter and Antifa? I'm not enjoying this.
Well, no, Antifa comes from the fucking family structure, right? Antifa comes from the suburbs, right? And Black Lives Matter is an end result of fucking, just people being told their whole lives that they're fucking victims, right? Like, don't get Antifa's fucking suburbanite white kids. Like, it's not like Antifa's a fucking bunch of suburban white kids who had a mommy and daddy, right? Who are upset about the fact that, like their fucking job prospects and their life is not going to be as good as their parents.
Yeah, but that's their fault, isn't it?
It's not. No,
isn't
it's not
it their
fault.
turn to step up?
No,
Like, I mean,
no.
come on.
Like,
Our
no,
generation stepped up.
they've been sold up the fucking river. Like, yo,
Yeah,
our
but
kids
even
are
if
one
you've
day
been
going to
sold
have to
up the
go into this.
river, if you got to step up even more at that point, because you've been
No,
sold up.
there
the
is
river.
no. What are you going to do?
What are you gonna do? You're gonna work. You're gonna fucking learn how to adult. You're not gonna be a lazy piece of shit human being.
Okay, well let's put it like this, right? All right. So when me and you were kids, right? We were 18, 19 years old. Fucking and you needed to go get a place to live. You could find a 2-bedroom apartment for you, your wife, and your kid for $450 a month, right? When you needed a car to get to and from work, you could find, you know what I'm saying, a beater somewhere in a fucking newspaper, Craigslist, you know, so whatever it was back then. Fucking, you could find one for, you know, $300, right? And it would get you to and from work for a few weeks until you got some paychecks under your belt. And then you can go get a $500 car. Excuse me, I'm sorry, right? And you could sit here and get by. The bottom dregs of society coming up, you could survive, right? Yo, you could go to the grocery store, you know what I'm saying, and fill a cart of groceries for $100.
Yeah,
And here's
absolutely.
the thing. Here's the thing, though. You know what I was making when I was 18 years old?
What were you making? What, 35, 40K?
No, I was making $13, $14 an hour. Right. Yo, what are they making? What are they making now at fucking 13? What are they making now at fucking 18, 19 years old?
Well, no, and they stole our industry, right?
Well,
Like,
yo,
okay, so
that's remotely
you
it.
know,
Yo, they
no,
printed
you tried to
so.
say earlier when we were off air how, you know, like, what do? You do fucking YouTube or whatever, right? Or maybe we were on air, but
We were on
okay, but what do? You do YouTube. You know what I used to do? I used to run a CNC machine and make fucking $25 an hour, bro. That's what I
Yeah.
used to do. They stole my industry from me. It's not here anymore. It's gone. It went to Mexico. Vanished.
Well, I feel you, right? Like I'm not standing here denying what you're saying, right? I'm not gonna stand here and go like, yo, you're wrong about that, right? But what I'm saying is that like, yo, there's a whole generation of these kids where like, you know, they're stuck working for, you know, I mean, fucking 10, 12, 13, maybe even $15 an hour if you're in one of these states as a mandatory whatever, right? And they tell you, oh, go to college, right? And then you come out of college and again, you're back to making 12, 13, $14 an hour and trying to buy an apartment that for us was 3 times the amount of money. You're talking $1,200, $1,300 a month for a 1 bedroom in a lot of these fucking places now. You know, you want to get a
See,
fucking
and
car.
that's
Can
the
you
difference
find
also,
it?
though. Isn't that the difference between the East Coast and the West? Because like, all right, a 1 bedroom apartment, I could probably get a studio for $350 a month. I could probably get a 2 bedroom for $650. If I'm looking at Louisiana, we're looking at a studio at what, $250? You're looking at a 2 bedroom for $350. You know, like we have a difference of
Well,
cost here.
here's the thing. Like you go to say like Indianapolis or Chicago or fucking Houston or fucking Dallas. You go to fucking what up, Doku? Right? You go to fucking Portland. You go to fucking L.A. You go to fucking San Diego. You go to San Francisco. You go to fucking any of these Las Vegas. Any of these places where people live. Like you are not getting a fucking apartment for $350 a month, even in the outskirts.
No, you're totally correct. And if you are, it's in the goddamn ghetto.
Yo,
An apartment for $350 a month? You fucking kidding me, dude? The cheapest ones we have around here are fucking at least $1,100, and that's not including utilities.
That's minimum 1,100. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Like
yeah,
I
you're
was
in
explaining
VA
to him.
though. Like I already figured out. Like you are in the rich fucking neck of the woods. Yeah,
Dude,
No, he's not.
I'm in one of the most expensive fucking counties in the fucking country. But
yeah,
no, dude,
exactly. So your
even our
prices and my prices are not
ghetto
the
ass
same,
apartments
sir.
are ridiculous.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying it's the same way here though, right? It's the same way like fucking here. It's the same
Well,
way in
no,
fucking
fuck
Philly,
PA
same way in
too.
Baltimore.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, why am I moving
Yo,
there if the price of living is that high? Why?
yeah, but it's like Ohio. Ohio's the same fucking way. So is Indiana. So is Michigan. Fucking, it's all the same everywhere else too. Like
But
these
because
prices.
they can price gouge as well. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
and
dude,
from the chat, Amanda Wolfchild's in the chat. What's up, Amanda? Hey, we're running OBS now, but I'd love to have you on sometime. It's been too long. She says in Dallas, you can find a cheap place, but it's not somewhere you want to live. Right? That's like, you know, hey, I don't want to live over in Hollywood Hills. I'm gonna go move to Compton. Yeah, right.
I'll just put it to you this way. when I had my apartment, it was 900 a month. If you included the utilities, it was 1100. If you add in all of the cost of living, like just basic fucking bills. If I wasn't making $2,000 a month, I'm
You'd
going.
start.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. Like I had to make at least $2,000 a month just to survive.
And that's
That's
take
not
home.
including. Yeah, that's not including what I could potentially save, put into
Well, no,
investments.
and okay, so
I
here's
I
the thing,
need
though.
2,000 a month.
Here's the
Period.
thing, though, Doku. I was bringing in, what, 900 a week. So
You'd be
we're looking
homeless.
at what, 3,500 a month. I was doing fucking great, and then the industry bottomed out on me. Then it went away. You know what I mean? So
Uh-oh.
it doesn't really matter what you're bringing in at the time. It it can all be taken from you at once.
Oh yeah, and also if I sound agitated, it's because I'm rather pissed off. My fucking bank was supposed to send me a fucking debit card. They sent me a fucking credit card.
Oh
Well, nah,
yeah.
So,
the debit cards are credit cards now, man.
Well, no,
well,
I'm pissed too.
no, I
Like,
can't. I can't use it as a debit card. That's why I'm pissed.
well, no, like, dude, you know that Trump check? So we got it, right? $4,900, like 5K. Yeah, we got the
Jeez.
check. I signed the back, and my wife went to put it in the bank, and they have to send it back to us. I have to re-sign it for some stupid reason. Like, why do I have to re-sign this check? So I have $5,000 I don't really have. Like, it's just floating in the air,
That's obnoxious.
right? Isn't that bullshit?
Yeah, that's obnoxious as fuck. That would
Yeah,
piss
you
me
should
off.
have just went and cashed that bitch. Fucking take that motherfucker over to Walmart and cash that motherfucker and shit.
You're right. But Walmart's such a bitch right now with the quarantine. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to go into that place?
Don't they charge a fee for that?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
like
but
fucking.
it's only like $3.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
right.
$4
It's like $3 out of $5 grand. I mean, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, again, it's like $2 or $3. It's not shit.
Yo, it's
Here's
way
your
better.
fucking quarters.
It's still
Yeah,
a fee.
it gives a fuck, right? But like, yo, it's way better than like if I got to pay my child support using a fucking debit or credit card. Like I end up paying like I think I paid $2,200 one time and I paid $600 in fucking fees.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that's how they do you. You know what I mean? Like fucking that was kind of like the whole point of this fucking stream is like, like they like legit, this is why like females don't care. They just don't give a fuck.
Well, okay. Well, then, no. Let's get back to that. That's a good point because we did have a reason to stream. All right. So when it comes to men's rights and the women actually trying to promote it, do you think it's more about them? Like they're trying to be cool? Is that what it is? Or do you think they actually care about men's rights?
They want attention, the same as they always do. They want attention. The only reason females do anything, all right, like yo, legit, like the moment they stop getting attention, they stop being a thing. They really don't care about the fucking issue because it really doesn't actually affect them. It helps them. It makes them better. Like, real shit. You can't stand here and tell a woman like, oh man, look, fucking what we need to do is strip your fucking rights and freedoms away because like, yo, fucking you're the goddamn reason why everything's as fucked up as what it is. Right? Because like, yo, and no female's going to admit that. Like they're just not.
Oh no, I would actually go. I'll give you a little bit of pushback. And I'm not saying this is the majority, but I will say there are definitely females out there who look at that shit and go, "Yo, that's fucked up." They exist. Now, I'm not saying they're the majority, but a mutually beneficial relationship. It's sort of the same idea of why would I want the pilot of the airplane to fucking suddenly go to sleep and we all crash and die? There are people out there, male and female, who realize, we kind of actually do need to fucking work together to make this shit actually fucking work. The unfortunate reality of the situation is that's not the majority.
Yeah, but here's the thing too. Like, okay, the female wants attention. Phenoid. Why is that a problem?
No.
Give her fucking attention, right? Like my
No,
wife
no,
came at me when we were
no.
dating. It was like straight up, I'm an attention whore. I want your attention. Okay? When me and her are fighting, it's because I'm not giving her the attention she wants. That's why we're fighting.
Okay.
That's okay.
Well,
We know
here's
where
the
the
thing.
starting spot is.
Actually, hold on. I want to point something out. Wanting attention is one thing, but wanting attention at the fuck, what is the fucking word I'm looking for? If it means somebody else gets dicked over just so you get the attention that you're seeking, that's fucked up. And that doesn't help anyone except yourself. That's being fucking selfish. That doesn't help anyone except you. That is a fucking problem. That's being fucking selfish.
I think you'll find the difference between most other women and your wife, Dodge, is that your wife is not a fuckwit and she actually does love you and all this kind of stuff, and she wants to be there for the family and the relationship and all that kind of stuff. What you'll find there is there are completely different animals out there who just see the man as the paycheck and fucking all this kind of stuff, and as soon as he's fucking worthless, well, he's out the door, fucking go find another one. They're the kind of cunts that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not your wife.
And there's plenty of them that are like that. And
Yeah,
that's
no,
why
absolutely. Like,
kind of need
let's
to
explore.
recognize that.
Sorry, Doku, but let's explore that for a second, Farty. Because what you're talking about pretty much is, hey, I'll open my legs for you as long as you pay my way, right? That's pretty much what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Is that a
Most other
majority of
women, yeah.
women, though?
Most other women.
That's all women when it really comes down to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. That's all women. Like, every woman's a whore. It just depends on what time of the day you're catching her. You know, that's reality.
I'd actually go further than that. The women come down to two categories. They're either sluts or whores. Sluts don't get paid. That's the difference. If you're in a relationship and you're not there because the bloke's giving you the roof over your head. If you're the Sheila that's paying the way, then you're basically a slut. But if you're a woman who's in a relationship just because the bloke can put a roof over your head and feed you and all this kind of stuff, well, we're not actually just paying money straight out for sex, but we're paying for a whole bunch of other shit to keep them happy and clothed and fed and warm and entertained and all this kind of stuff. So you're still forking out money for ultimately getting your dick wet.
Well, and I'll expand on that a little bit. There are three categories. There are the leeches, who they can all go fuck themselves for all I care. There's the symbiotic relationship, and then there's the people that actually, and these are the rare ones, might give a fuck. They're the people that actually fucking care about you. And, okay, yeah, it's a beneficial relationship, but that's not the point. It's more, actually, no, I do give a fuck about you. Then there's the symbiotic, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. And then there's the absolute fucking leeches who deserve no quarter one way or the other. Those are the assholes that you need to avoid.
I mean, that's the chick that you have a one-night stand with and you throw back out. Okay, they have their place. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's always a place for the one-night stand bitch. You know what I mean? That's okay.
Yeah,
but that's not marriage material. All right?
They have their place. They have their place.
Hang on. Sorry, the problem with the one-night stand bitch is that they don't carry a card telling you that they're a one-night stand bitch.
One-night stand bitch. You won't know that when you fucking. Hang on. That's
the problem.
Let me address Amanda Wolfchild in the chat. Right? She said, So then, what are men if this is your fucked up view of women? All right. So men literally make society for women. All right. There's like a lot of misconceptions individuals have about like what the world is, and I'm gonna fucking break this down really simply. Men make society for women. All right, like you are the beneficiaries of fucking society. You're the beneficiaries of all of our hard work and dedication and wanting to make the world a better place. And in that being the case, the truth of the matter is that when we're talking about marriage, right, because men created marriage is really just there so that men knew that when they were handing down their fortunes and what they work for and what they made, it was being handed down to their children, right? And to their children, like their actual children with their blood and their, that they made with a fucking female or many females back in the day, right? Depending on how
actually,
it was,
Pinoid.
right?
I want to come back with this because I had this argument last night. Like, don't you care about your family lineage? Because I do. I care that I have 3 sons. That matters to me. My family name will continue on. That matters.
Well, you have to remember that, like, fucking, like, most individuals, you know what I'm saying? Fucking, they hate their fucking dad, right? Because, like, they were raised by a single mom at this point. Something like 70% of all dudes was raised by a woman, right? And fucking Origins of Society and Human. Nigga, I went to college for anthropology. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Like, I know way more about this than you do. But, like, so the mentality is this. Most dudes at this point are fucking mad at their motherfucking dad, so they don't fucking care about shit. They don't care about their fucking family name. They don't care about their heritage. They don't care about their lineage. They don't care about their ancestry. They don't care about individuals that came before them, right? And that's men are the Madonna, women are these fucking people are fucking ridiculous, right?
Well, I guess I might be an outlier here on this one, Pinoid, because my parents got divorced when I was about 2, and for the most part, I was raised by my mom. My dad was a Navy pilot, and I give a lot of a fuck about my heritage and what happens after I'm gonna be dead and gone and in the fucking dirt. But I might be the exception to the rule.
Well, no, you're not, because like I've said before, I'm done hiding, right? Like, my name's Chris Madden. You want to fucking come at me, go ahead, have at it. So I care about the Madden name being passed down. I care about that. I feel a certain kind of way about it. I'm happy I have 3 sons. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Like I said, dude, I am proud as shit of my fucking heritage. I don't care about the fact that my parents got divorced when I was fucking young. I'm proud that my dad was a fucking Navy pilot. My mom worked her fucking ass off. I remember I would be sitting there fucking watching TV when I was, in fucking like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade while she's going to fucking school to get her fucking degree. But my mom might be an outlier too. She worked her fucking ass off and worked 2 fucking jobs.
Real quick, Amanda Wolfchild, women invented hunting with spears. Did you know that, mister? I went to school for this. Melissa,
no, they
hashtag couldn't. Blame Dodge. I don't know what I'm being blamed for, but, go ahead.
She said her one night stand is going on 7 months. Thanks, Dodge. We met here through the YouTube chat. More than a year later, we found out we lived by each other. She's, I'm trying to think of who the hell she's fucking. Shit. Man, listen, I don't even remember his name no more. Fucking, she's had this nigga stuck inside of her vagina so long that I forget his goddamn name.
Is it your boy Pat? No, I'm kidding.
No.
Oh, really? We're going with that?
It was too easy. I'm sorry.
JJ. JJ. Fucking JJ and shit, man. Again, like, I haven't talked to him in so long because he's been so busy just stuck inside of her vagina ever since motherfucking, like, she's been fucking him and shit.
I'm sorry though with the your boy Pat comment. I have
like, yo, here's the real bitch. Is like the first time they went over to see each other, like, yo, they had sex on Discord. Like, they fucking phones was open and like live on Discord while they were motherfucking getting it in.
Shit?
Yeah, real shit.
Damn.
Well, that's a totally fucking different can of worms. And not one that I want to go fishing with.
Joshua Janis. There we go.
Boy, that's my no, I haven't talked to that guy in forever.
Yo, well, now you know why.
He dived headfirst into some poo-tang. All right.
Yeah, man. That nigga got lost in that pussy and shit. And it's cool. And I mean, from what I understand, she's like part Mexican, part white trash. So, like, yo, there's probably some bomb-ass cutty. Probably be leaving a giant puddle everywhere, motherfucker, when they done this shit.
You gotta change the sheets every time.
Like, I ain't even changing the sheets after a while. It's you just laying in your puddle.
Towel on it, don't you?
Yep. I'll tell you what, I'll come back to bed once that's dry tomorrow.
Hey, worst case scenario, you don't need to buy a swimming pool.
Yo,
Oh
just get
god
out the air
damn.
mattress. Get out the air mattress and shit. Sleep on that for the night. You know what I mean?
You just gave a whole new fucking meaning to the term waterbed.
Oh, no, shit. Okay,
Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm dying over here. Go ahead, guys.
Yo, fucking, yeah, man. But anyway, yeah, fucking like the whole point is this, right? Like legit, yo, fucking y'all should not have the amount of power and privilege that you do today. And like, yo, in order for a dude and a female to end up standing here, or even for a dude to be able to outspend what the government's gonna give a female, he has to
I'm
make
sorry.
$52,000 a year. You have to learn how to buy those waterproof mattress covers. I seen that. Shit,
Yeah.
I don't know why you just don't flip the mattress. That's what me and Susan do.
Yo, because most of us don't have flip. Like I got them pillow top fucking Serta fucking, you know what I mean, gangster ass fucking memory foam mattress joints is fucking good.
The gangster ass mattress. Yeah, right.
Man,
It's got
actually,
get that
Tupac
mattress.
written across the side.
Yo, so
You're only bumming it for one night, dude.
yo, look here, man. When you bang a broad nose, they can't run away. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, they get plowed into the joint, like their butt makes
Oh,
an imprint.
dude,
and holds
you
them
ever
there.
had them like where you're down there, right? And you just have them running from you?
Yeah.
Well, actually, there's some. This is something I want to bring up, and I want to ask Pinoid. Do you know what the original definition of toxic masculinity was?
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah, the original definition. Because Raltz, who is way older than us,
Go ahead,
he
man. Tell
knows.
me. I don't know. I don't know. Go ahead. Tell me.
So the entire idea of toxic masculinity actually came from the fact that men were viewed as disposable.
Yeah.
The idea that men need to defend women, women are the arbiters of society. They're the ones that are going to bear the children. The men are the ones that we throw away. They go to war. They're essentially worthless to society aside from, they're the ones that breed, they impregnate women. The species continues. That mentality, that is what toxic masculinity originally was. And it got
Okay.
co-opted by second wave feminism.
I mean, like, yo,
That's-
I don't even see that as being negative though. Like, yo, you have a purpose to serve, right? Like, yo, my job is to go die. Like, that's what I'm supposed to do, and I'm cool.
Well,
with
I'm not
that.
saying it's I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing because, well, yeah, if I gotta go out there and fight a war to make sure that my particular society or my particular culture continues on for the sake of my children, well, shit, fuck it. I guess I'm picking up a gun and I'm going to some bullshit country that I shouldn't be in the first place. If that's what's required to make sure that my kids have a fucking future, then guess what? Where's
Well,
the other
I really can't wait for fucking feminists to throw that fucking line at me. You're a man. Your only job is to go off and die. I'm just going to grab the bitch by the head and just push her face right into my fucking crotch and like, yeah, guess what your job is?
Keep my dick moisturized. Like, that's your job.
God
No,
damn.
Farty does have a point though, because
Yeah.
if you want to talk about toxic masculinity, we have to also talk about toxic femininity.
Fuck with
You're the
feminists.
Yeah, you're the ones that are being protected so that our culture and society can continue.
Well, actually,
It-
have we decided that? Have we decided as a collective here that men create society for women to live better? If we've decided that, I'm fine with it. Actually, I'm on your side, but I don't remember deciding that.
Actually, let's be fair about this and let's really put everything into perspective. Men and women do, and Pinoy, the very first time we ever started talking, we had a back and forth about this. So I want to revisit this this topic. So if you want to talk about gender is And I will give it to the SJWs, even though they use it in the worst possible way, and they're incorrect when they use the term gender to try to push their narrative. Gender is the societal expectation, but it still goes back down to how a society views the role of the two biological sexes. Now, you could have, the men are the ones that are supposed to take care of the children, and the women go out and do all the
No.
hunting and gathering. If you want to do that,
no,
dodge,
no,
let me,
hey,
no,
this is my
no,
show.
let
I'm
me.
pulling the trump card. Okay.
It,
So here's
all right.
the thing. Here's the thing. I get where you're going here, and no, women know their place, and they want to know their place, and that's not me being rude. It's just the fact that, like, my wife and every chick I ever dated ever has always liked being manhandled and thrown around, tells me they know their place. They want to be protected. They want to
That's
be
not my point.
manhandled.
That's not my point. That's not my point. You're going into a non sequitur. No, that is not my fucking point. My point is that there
But they
is
want
a
that on a
societal
societal
expectation.
level as well.
Yeah, but
They want to be protected.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about what they want. I'm talking about the societal expectation. So you could have women that want to be protected, but if society expects them, here's your spear, go out, go hunt a fucking boar. They can want to be protected. If society doesn't view it that way, they don't view it that way. And tough fucking noogies. Take your spear, go out and hunt some fucking boars. Oh, you don't want to do that? Well, tough shit. This is the difference between gender and biological sex. Biological sex, sorry YouTube, sorry Wojcicki, hate to break it to you, there's two. There's a reason that everyone gets butthurt about, oh my God, how dare you say bisexual? Because that would imply that there's only two genders. Well, then why is one transitioning from A to B or B to A? Because there's two. There isn't 3, there isn't 4, there isn't 5, there isn't 6,
Well,
there's
no,
not
and
647,000,
No,
there's 2.
let's face it too. Most women who claim to be bisexual are lipstick lesbians. Okay? They're not really lesbians.
Lesbians don't really exist. They're not a real thing. All right, let's be perfectly honest here. Lesbians are not a real thing. They don't exist. And by the way, Amanda Wolfchild, look, man, I don't know what's up with this retarded chicks here. Society was a function of circumstances. It began when we were still Australopithecus. All right, that's the actual word you're looking for here. It was just that our babies started being born early, and women can go out to seek food without leaving now much weaker and less developed babies behind who more often died. When we gather in groups, more babies lived. No, that's not the truth in any way, shape, or form.
And that's not even the point I'm going with. That's a rabbit hole that I'm not going down.
I'm gonna go down this road because it's really easy to go down this road. Look,
and go down that rabbit hole once I finish my point, because Mad Dodge wanted to fucking cut me off. Damn it, bastard.
Damn it.
But no, my point is that when you're talking about gender, if you actually look up what the fucking definition is, it is a societal expectation of the biological sexes. So yeah, maybe the man stays home and takes care of the kid, and here's how you forge a sword. Maybe the woman stays home, and I don't know, maybe the woman's a badass. Here's how you forge a sword. But it is a societal expectation. But you cannot, and this is a fucking Marxist thing. The same way that rewriting of history is a thing. If you look at the way they try to redefine words and use them interchangeably, biological sex and gender are not the same thing in the way that it is presented, and when it comes to the arguments, especially when it comes to the regressive left. And I do call them the regressive left for a fucking reason. Just because you happen to be a man or a woman does not necessarily define your fucking role in society. But just because, I'm a woman, but I'm still a soldier, does not make you a man. Just because I'm a man, but I'm taking care of the children at home, does not make you a woman. There is a fucking difference.
Absolutely. And hey guys, if you don't want to donate to Super Chat, because you know YouTube is a bunch of cunts, Streamlabs / Mad Dogs Productions, it would be greatly appreciated. Other than that, continue on, guys. This is a good conversation we're having. I just
All right,
wanted to
yo, look,
shout out my own
I'm
shit.
gonna
Yeah,
finish my point, and then Pinoy definitely has the floor.
all right.
My point about this. Yes, there is a societal expectation of men and women. That is what gender, by definition, should be. That has been redefined and is used to push a fucking political narrative and a fucking agenda. And it has fucking destroyed our entire society to the point where people can't figure out what fucking bathroom to use. And if you disagree with me, I don't care, you're wrong.
You done?
Pinoid. Yep.
All right.
Go
Ain't
for it,
Jack. That is what's known as hypergamy. All right. It's females as a whole through evolution, through an evolutionary trait and evolutionary learned behavior are attracted to better males who are better than them. All right. Women do not want to be better than the dudes they're with. Fucking anyway, right? And then on top of that, I want to talk about sexual dimorphism. All right. Because this broad's over here just fucking jibber jabbering off about some nonsense about fucking Australopithecus and shit, which is like fucking 12 generations back in the human family tree. Australopithecus is as close as you're going to get in the human family tree to monkeys. All right. They're basically those giant chimpanzees that are killing lions. Right. Those are basically Australopithecus. And then fucking as you went through the family tree, fucking human beings became more and more evolved and ended up getting to the point where we are here with modern humans, where it's a mixture of Denisov and DNA, depending on which human species you're talking. And on top of that, the majority fucking Homo sapien. The most amount of Homo sapien DNA we have is from fucking individuals inside of the African continent. All right. Now, with that being said, sexual dimorphism between men and women developed throughout the history of fucking evolution of the human species. I'm not reading shit either. That's the bitch about this. Going off the top of my head. Fucking the humans, there's the difference of there's a big difference of men are on average 3 times stronger in the upper body than females are. And the reason for this is that men do the majority of the work, because females end up giving up a massive amount of time, body power, and fucking body production through pregnancy and child rearing through the first 4 years of a child's life and while pregnant. It's due to the fact that we have a larger brain cavity and we're creating, a modern human who actually is born one of the most inept fucking animals on Earth, right? Yep.
Okay,
And chimps living like our ancestors did.
All right, so
You know what I'm saying?
Amanda Wolfchild came back at you. She's just laughing that she made.
I'm pissing the guest off. Nah, like yo, I've been through this. We've been through this like 1,000 times with these fucking broads, and they keep spouting off this fucking college nonsense, right? When most of it's fucking wrong, and like none of it's been fucking proven, and none of it has any archaeological evidence. It's just pipe dreams about fucking female fucking empowerment. It's like that fucking nonsense with females standing there screaming about the fucking you have 2 daughters and whip everyone in the pants.
Like, do
right?
we need to go to the wage gap? Because I'll totally go to the
Like,
wage gap.
Dude, you know what? I'll be
it's like that. It's no. It's like the Amazon thing, right? They're like, oh man, it was a society of Amazons. Show me the evidence, and they go, no. And Amanda Wolfchild, they have no evidence in the Ice Age, dude. And which Ice Age, dude, right? Because like there's been like fucking 40 of them, and fucking the most recent one, the fucking Younger Dryas, ended in motherfucking 11,000 fucking years ago.
Well,
So like, why don't you shut the fuck up? Because you literally have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
There was the Little Ice Age, the global cooling that happened, that actually stopped the Vikings from attacking England for a while. That was actually a thing. But
and Dodge, you're about to touch on something that I was gonna say. You know what? I'll be perfectly fucking blunt. If you're a female and you want to go to war, I'm perfectly okay with it. Like, okay, can you carry a gun? Can you shoot? Are you a good shot? Okay, cool. Watch my 6. If you're willing to put your fucking ass on the line, I have no fucking problems
Well, no,
with it.
and that's my thing. That's what I was trying to get at. Is Dade is in the chat saying, you know, I got 2 daughters that'll rip apart your whole panel. No,
The problem
no,
with
they won't.
archaeologists and shit
No,
like
no, they
yeah,
won't.
the problem.
You know why I know they won't is because they don't have YouTube channels and they don't actually do this. You want to jump into our game? Yeah.
No.
You better know.
No,
what
no,
you're
no, no, no.
doing.
He said they would whoop. He said they would whoop everybody on the channel. Look, nigga, I got love for you. You a sub of mine. You know what I'm saying? But let me put it like this. All right, legitimately, like yo, look, I'm 6 foot, 250 fucking pounds of raw horsepower and muscle. I will take a fucking train off their fucking tracks. Understand? Like when I hit a nigga, they spin around like fucking Glass Joe and Mike Tyson's Punch Out. There ain't a fucking female on this planet that has the fucking bone structure to be able to hold up to taking one right hook from me. It is what it is.
Yeah, well, just on the archaeologist
like
thing, just real quick, just on the archaeologist thing, fucking. The problem with that is astrophysicists and things like that have now determined that the universe, including the planet Earth, is much younger than what we thought it was. So archaeologists need to have a speak to them.
Oh no, it's a flat Earth.
Well, like I said, dude, if you're a female and you can carry a full kit and you're a good shot and you want to go fight the war on the front line, okay, you can carry a gun, you're a good shot, you can carry a full kit. Okay, cool. That's one extra box. I do not give a damn if you're a male or a female. If you can fucking meet the criteria, boom, cool.
No, I do care. This is why I care. Rape is a thing, and I don't want our soldiers being raped.
That's been something. That's been a part. Dodge. Pause. Because Raltz, who is fucking military, who has been military for a long fucking time, that shit has been going on in the military for a long fucking time, and they won't fucking talk about it. But it fucking happens all the damn time, and it still fucking happens today. And I do not give a flying fuck about it. If you're willing to go out there and get fucking shot by some random fucking 5-year-old Somalian who decided to pick up an AK, I do not give a shit. If you're willing to fucking go out there and fucking fight, then pick up a fucking gun. If you can meet the fucking criteria, if you can carry your fucking kit, if you're willing to fucking do it, then go ahead and fucking do it.
Would you allow your wife or your daughters to go out there?
I
wouldn't. I wouldn't.
I would. Because that's their fucking decision, not mine.
See, it's a very interesting thing with women in the military is that, like, you know, you have a look at all the different branches of the service, and this is typical around the world, is that the Army has the least amount of females in it, the Navy has the next highest amount of females, but the Air Force, which is the easiest one to get into and the easiest lifestyle and all this kind of stuff, has the large majority. Now, that speaks volumes.
And again, it's their fucking decision. If they want to do that, if they want to put themselves in that situation where, hey, you might die, maybe there's a hashtag Me Too moment.
No, you see, we
but
started.
You're looking at it. You're looking at it from the perspective of a father, not from the perspective of a warfighter.
I'm not gonna let my little girl go out there and do that. It's not gonna fucking happen.
But you're looking at it from the perspective of the father, not a warfighter. If I'm a warfighter and the person next to me is a female, can she shoot? Can she carry her own weight?
Yo, but they can't.
I don't care.
They can't though. That's the bitch. It's like Ain't Jack's in the chat right now. He said, "Not a woman in the U.S. Navy I served with that could keep up with men, and all they did was increase the workload on men. Not only that, stress of military operations can and has sterilized many women, but that has also not been spoken of, and women are not told about it like they need to be."
Well, no, and what do? They go in there and they go get pregnant. It's like fucking Job Corps, dude. Like, seriously.
See, that's my point, Dodge. What did I say when I was talking about if a female wants to actually go serve? Can you? If you can, I don't have a problem with it.
Then keep your goddamn legs closed, in other words, right?
Operative term, if you can. Hey, dude, I'm not talking about patriarchy. I'm not talking about
Well, I kind of am. Where I'm coming at it is, okay, we decided already that society created a safe space for women. That men created this space for women. Therefore, men should be the ones fighting the wars, right?
well, and I'm talking about a meritocracy. If you can, if you can pick up that M249 and march with the best of them, and you're willing to put your ass out there on the fucking front lines, then by all means, be my guest. But you should be held to the same fucking standards that the men are held to. And if you can't beat those standards, not my fucking problem. It's not misogyny. It's not me discriminating against you. It's you didn't meet the standards. End of fucking story. Sorry. I don't care if it hurts your feelings. I don't care if it's not your version of equality. No, dude, we're talking about a frontline fucking battlefield. We're talking about you being a soldier. If you cannot carry the fucking ammunition, if you cannot carry the kit, if you cannot march for fucking 12 hours, guess what?
Okay, well,
You're not seeing the
let's
front
be
line.
honest about
Yo,
this.
hang on, hang on,
No,
hang
no,
on.
no, let's
Yo,
be
wait, wait, wait,
honest.
wait, wait, wait. Yo, I want to tear Bear Dog this shit real quick. Fucking, I'm actually looking at fucking a NCBI fucking resources article, U.S. National Laboratory of Medicine, National Institutes of Health, impacted deployment on reproductive health in U.S. active duty service women and veterans. Right? It says reproductive age women are a fast growing component of active duty military personnel to experience deployment and combat more frequently than previous service area women veterans. With the expansion of the number of women in the roles, the United States Departments of Defense and Veterans Affairs have prioritized development and integration of reproductive services into their health system. Thus, understanding association between deployment or combat exposures and short and long-term adverse reproductive health outcomes is imperative for policy and programmatic development. Servicewomen and women veterans may access reproductive services across the military, civilian, and military or veteran systems. And the example of the high prevalence of military sexual trauma reported by women, veterans, and associated mental health that may lead to a lifetime of high-risk coping behaviors and increased reproductive health risks such as sexually transmitted diseases, unintended pregnancies, and others. Care coordination models that integrate reproductive health care needs, especially during vulnerable times such as the time of military separation and immediate post-deployment, may identify risk factors for early intervention with the potential to mitigate lifelong fucking risks. So, Bear Dog, yes, there is fucking issues. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I'm too cut and dry with this, with the way I
Well,
view things. But
no, I
sorry,
have
Dodge,
a serious question.
Dodge, real quick. No, because the question is probably going to go into something that we're going to be talking about later. But I just want to say this: maybe I'm very fucking cut and dry about this. You can either do your job, or you can't. End of story.
Yeah, and my argument would be a woman can't. And this is why. This was my question. Okay, you're captured. You're a POW, and you're a woman. How many times are you gonna get raped before you start giving up all the info?
It
Right?
doesn't matter. It's that's not the point, you see, because they're not really interested in the torture for the information. And if you've got 30 blokes in your platoon and you've just captured a woman, well, she's probably getting 30 different dicks in her, regardless of what she says.
Exactly. Do you want that for your wife, for your daughters?
So you don't even need to have this, like, to be in the military to be captured and have this happen to you. Like, this is all part about the African bush wars and shit like that. Mass rapes and shit like that were that was the standard thing. Fucking bushwives were the standard thing. If you had a group of 100 fucking rebels with you, you went into a village, every single one of them would fuck that shit, and some women do die from it. So, you know, like, women, pull your fucking heads in. This is what you got to look forward to.
You see my point then, right? Like, I don't want that for my fucking daughters. I don't want that for my wife. No, absolutely fucking not. I'll kill somebody first. You know what I mean?
However, if you have the situation like the Kurds where you don't have a fucking choice in the matter, well, if you got a hole in a heartbeat, pick a fucking gunner.
Well, like I said, If they want to go fight on the front lines, if you can do your job, be my guest.
Look, throughout the history of mankind, every military fucking force, like who has ever fucking like been in a war, said our females are our last line of defense, and it's never mattered.
Mm.
It's name one time like fucking that has become a thing, because like when it comes down to the point where the city's being overrun and like the females need to fight, they just get on their knees and suck the next fucking motherfucker's cocks. That's why they trace back. That's why they trace back the lineages, like for fucking humankind on like the female side, right? Because like the men are constantly being replaced. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, and on that point, you could look at the Russians during World War II, and there were a couple of very famous female. One was a sniper, one was a tank commander. I think there was a second female who joined the Red Army just because her husband got shot, and she wrote a letter to Stalin basically saying, I want to go and kill all these German pig dogs comes. And Stalin just went, here's the tank. Now, okay, so yes, they were very, very, fierce fighting women and all this kind of stuff. You got to remember, a lot of that's propaganda. And secondly, they were only a handful of people in amongst massive armies of regular army soldiers who were men. And they were only footnotes in the entire battle. They weren't the thing that made the difference.
I feel you.
Like I said, if you want to go fight on the front lines and you're capable of doing the job assigned to you, be my guest. It's an extra fucking body. And I'm going to look at this because I come from a fucking military family. I do not give a damn if you're male or female. If you can do your job, you're an extra body. You're an asset to me. Male, female, but you can call yourself fucking Cookie Monster for all I care. I don't give a shit. Can you shoot? Are you a good shot? Do you know how to operate a tank? Do you have medical knowledge? You're an asset to me. I do not give a flying fuck whether you're male or female. You're an asset, and we're at war. If you can't fucking deal with that, then tough shit.
Yeah, but you're not an asset if you're captured, and you could be fucking raped 3 ways till Sunday, and fucking
if you're captured, as far as I'm
thought.
No, all right, Dodge, you're gonna hear the military side of me come out. If you're captured, as far as I'm concerned, you're already dead. I am not going to send any of my men or women to come help you.
What happened to No Man Left Behind?
Sorry, you're captured. I'm not leaving you behind.
Yeah,
you're captured.
You have to send people back. It's a
POW.
Fucking, no, it's a war psychological thing. Right, legit. It's a psychological warfare thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, you got to send motherfuckers to go get those dudes, or else like they'll start like turning on you when they go over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
not so much fucking turning, but you're gonna have insubordination and fucking dissent in the ranks. It's like, why are we fucking standing here? We got to go get our mate.
And that's why they're called missing in action.
No. I'm saying like, if you do not stand here and go and like try to fight for you, it's the same reason why like you don't kill kidnappers, right? Like you don't kill people who kidnap kids, because like if the moment they get caught, you know what I mean, the kid's gonna be dead anyway. You know what I mean? It will increase the death toll. It's the same type of fucking mentality. Like fucking, you have to go get them. You got to be like, there's no man left behind. You know, you get fucking captured, just hold out. We'll be there to get you. You know what I mean? Fucking like, and you have to do that shit. That's just part of warfare, man. Or else people start like, they'll start dropping dimes on niggas like, oh, we're captured, we're dead anyway. Might as well fucking try to have some semblance of a fucking life so we can eat. You know what I mean?
Well, and see, then that's the difference, though. Is yes, we will come back to get you once we win the fucking war. It is a psychological thing. But let's be fucking perfectly blunt. Let's not fucking conflate things. You say no man left behind, no woman left behind. Well, guess what, dude? You're already captured. You're behind enemy lines, and they're trying to get info out of you. Until the war is won, or until we overrun the enemy base, do you think that we're just gonna send a fucking contingent of troops just to come save some soldiers? No, dude, we're doing it to win the fucking war. It's always been that way. It always has been. Don't fucking conflate it for what it isn't.
No,
Just on,
no.
just on the thing,
That is the
just on
sad fucking truth about it. And if
the,
you
just
don't
on
think that's true, bro, you better fucking wake up to it.
But just on the thing of fucking POWs and stuff like that too, it's not like you basically get captured and you stay in the one spot. Like typically, like going off, Vietnam, first Gulf War, and a couple of other instances that I know of, is that typically, like say for instance, a fighter pilot gets shot down over Vietnam and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, the villagers have been given guns by the North Vietnamese army and stuff like that. The Viet Cong would probably beat the bloody bejesus out of you, but the North Vietnamese army bloke will come down and say, no, 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 he's a prisoner now. And then they whisk you off to somewhere else and they bounce you around several different locations. So you can't be found, you can't be tracked, and you simply get lost. So once you get caught as a POW, chances are you are there for the duration because they
Well, it's
will
because
keep moving you around.
you're a bargaining chip. Hey,
Yeah.
think about it from the other side. Okay, I have a live soldier who has information. Do you think I'm just going to hand him over? No, I'm not. It's a bargaining chip, especially for someone who's on the losing side of the war.
And then also too on the bargaining chip thing, and you have a look at the change in the demographics of warfare now. The Arab terrorists weren't taking fucking captives for information or ransom or anything like that. Their ultimate goal was to outshock us so as that we'd pull out. And now you got to consider the fact that if you get caught, especially in a Middle Eastern country, by one of these fuckers, chances are the last thing everyone's going to see of you is you getting beheaded.
And also, for the record, just because of the nature, and this is human nature, if you're a female, guess what? You have more value as a bargaining chip than a male. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the heartstrings would be pulled if it was a female in front of the camera, and even if they didn't behead her, do this or we'll chop her hand off. No, there goes a hand. How much more nasty shit do you want us to do to this thing, huh?
Yeah, whether you want to admit it or not, let's be perfectly put all the fucking emotions aside and think about it from a perspective. You're watching this right now. If you see a guy get his fucking hand chopped off, well, yeah, that's shitty. Now, if it's a female getting her hand chopped off, it's gonna piss people off a lot more than if it was a guy. End of story. It elicits a different emotional response in people because that's fucking human nature. End of fucking story. There is no arguing that. If you see a bunch of fucking assholes, let's say it's the Viet Cong, and they capture
Aunt Jack, just real quick. Aunt Jack said they don't execute women in the Middle East. Bull fucking shit. There's public stonings. There's videos of it in Lively. Go check it out.
Yeah, they do. And Farty is correct. Yes, they do. And it's because it elicits an emotional response in people, and that's the entire purpose. It's supposed to elicit an emotional response. If you saw a bunch of dudes, especially a bunch of 230, 250 pound guys who, are buff as shit, and they just get shot in the back of the head, you'd be like, ah, crap, that sucks. But if it's a bunch of females, it's gonna have a completely different emotional response.
Yeah, exactly. You just take the Holocaust for example. So my mate in jail, Dylan, he's into the military and all this kind of stuff, and his sister never fucking got it. But there was one night about a year or so ago where, I'm just sitting on the couch at their place. I was down there visiting, and she comes in, she turns on Netflix and scrolls through, chucks on a Holocaust fucking documentary, and I'm like, well, this ought to be interesting. And she was fine with the whole, yes, they're rounding up the Jews. She was fine with the death camps and all this. But the point where she saw the first photo of a little girl, a mother, and a grandmother lined up in front of a firing squad, she's noped the fuck out of that and just went, like, why the fuck do you want to, why are you interested in that? And it's a simple thing. To understand warfare, you need to understand both sides. You need to really understand the entirety of why you shouldn't have wars. And seeing that, that's just part of it. And
Well,
no, if you see that and you do know that you fully understand it, you will understand that that is nowhere near as bad as how bad it got.
well, and to touch on that a little bit, and chat, let me know how you would respond to this. If you see a guy getting his balls chopped off, is that going to elicit the same type of response as seeing a female getting her tits removed? Which one do you think is going to have the stronger emotional response? Very simple question.
Considering in Africa, part of the whole fear campaign, removing mammary glands and forced C-sections in the bush and basically leaving the baby on a dead mother and shit like that. Yeah, no, that shit happens.
I mean, I know it's not a question that a lot of people like to acknowledge or respond to, but think about it. People are going to respond most people are going to respond in a stronger way if you see a female having the mammary glands removed than if they see a guy having their testicles removed. It's not going to have the same response, and it's probably in favor of the female because, well, you can't do that, and there is a reason for it. The mammary glands that's supposed to provide, nourishment to the child. Testicles don't do that. Testicles are important for reproduction.
Child.
Well, and that's the thing. Testicles are important for reproduction, but mammary glands keep the child alive. And that is it elicits a different response.
That's fair enough. I don't think we're gonna end up doing a full 2-hour show. I kind of feel like it's winding down here. When it comes to marriage, do you think that the modern marriage is being dissolved as we know it?
Yes. Yes, on average, every marriage or marriages nowadays average about 2 to 6 years.
You know, I've been with my wife for 8 years, right?
Yes, and you do realise the whole term about averages. It's not inclusive of everybody.
That is very true. I'm just throwing that out there, though. I've been with her for 8 years. You know, like.
Yeah, and what did I say about her earlier?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
There's a difference.
There is, absolutely. What do the rest of you think? Marriage, the modern marriage, pretty much dead.
Oh, first off, before we go into that, addressing the chat, Lone Wolf, lies are a U.S. speciality. Ain't Jack. Also ignore the fact the U.S. left Vietnam. Commies killed far more people than all died in the war as well. South Koreans were there as well, and I heard horror stories about what commies did from those that were there. Lone Wolf, U.S. didn't leave Vietnam. They had to go because they were defeated. Melissa says, other methods of torture, like burns, branding on boobs and genitals, were also... Yes, you're correct, Melissa. Very gruesome. You're correct. MC, no, we were not there. We were betrayed by people like you, Cub, because you're weak. Ow, MC coming with the fucking shade. Damn, dude.
He's right.
I'm not saying he's wrong.
Well, like, the problem was the fucking the press at that point. The press had turned on the American military and the American, fucking military's objectives and goals. And therefore, they were basically just publicized. Like, the press was communist, and they wanted Vietnam to win. And so they sat here and they fucking just highlighted every bad thing that the American military did in Vietnam, to the point where when the soldiers came back, the American public were at the fucking airports fucking screaming baby killers at them and fucking throwing eggs and fucking paint on them and shit.
Yep.
And it was fucking terrible.
Yeah, and having said that, we kept quiet about what the South Koreans did in Vietnam. So let's just put it this way: they were worse than the Yanks.
Oh, like
Yeah, no, and France started that goddamn war. Like,
Well,
I think everybody forgets about this.
also, let's point something out since we're bringing up the Vietnam War. Let's look at what the Viet Cong and also the North Vietnamese did. They did way worse things than what the United States military did, because the United States military was still held to a certain standard. Whether they adhered to it or not isn't the point.
Well,
The
tactics
point
fucked them
is,
over as well, because like the Yanks would move through the place, they wouldn't stay and hold it. They'd just go in, check it, and then move out. And as soon as they get there, the VC fuck off into the scrum. As soon as they leave, the VC come back. What did you tell them? What do they know? Did you tell them about us? Fucking who do we execute to fucking make sure you can't keep quiet?
there's a reason that the North Vietnamese Army, the MVA, and also the Viet Cong got a reputation for doing some things that would probably make a lot of people look at them in a very different light.
I mean,
But the press didn't report on that, did they?
let me say this. I watched this fucking lecture on Patton one time, and there's good evidence that they literally lost. The United States itself lost an extra like 50,000 to 100,000 fucking troops in Europe during World War II, just because of the fact that the press and the United States fucking military did not want to fucking stand here and allow Patton to fucking have control over the fucking military. Right? Only because of the fact that Patton was seen as the bad guy by the American public. Like you have to like, this has been going on forever. Like it's like old West movies where like, some fucking, some crazy ass fucking what the hell is this shit called? Like some crazy ass gang comes in and starts, doing all that wrongdoing inside of the motherfucking country or whatever, or inside of the town or whatever. And then some fucking, good guys come in and whoop that fucking ass, kick them all out and shit and have a gunfight. And then the fucking good guys have to leave afterwards too, because they don't want their violent asses there either. Right?
Well,
it's like
also Pinoid.
You know what I mean?
Something else that has to be pointed out, because, and this goes back to using words and terminology interchangeably, and this is not a new thing. And this is why I always point my finger at the Alinsky Marxist left. But not every soldier that came back from Vietnam was suffering PTSD because of shell shock. There is a significant amount of soldiers that saw what the Viet Cong and the North Vietnamese Army did. And when they saw it and they heard the stories, that's what gave them PTSD. Not because, oh, it's a bunch of dead people and a bunch of women being killed. No, they saw what essentially the Communist Party was doing to people.
You will
And
also
that
find that a
fucked
large
with them.
majority of that is also being hamstrung by the higher ups, because there was a lot of fucking what they call it, their standing orders and stuff like that, rules of engagement. But like, the Viet Cong cross the border into Laos, can't chase them across the border. Fucking the various different things that, you're trying to fight this war. They're trying to fucking say that, like, oh no, we're not there actually to try and kill you arbitrarily, but you're not allowed to go and fight it doing this way properly. And you'll find that is another large majority of it, that the bullshit that's going on, and the large majority of the time you are hamstrung in what you can do to do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like here's the thing, right? Like, understand, I'm not arguing for the war in Vietnam, right? Like, I'm not a fan of fucking what we did in Vietnam, just in general, because I thought it was a dumb fucking war, right? You know, like it's kind of fucking it's stupid is a general thing, right? Like fucking the war in Vietnam was an unnecessary war that we should not have fought. That's just like the war in goddamn Korea, the war in motherfucking fucking like the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan, Desert Shield 1. And like it was all sold to us under a fucking line of garbage. Like the Gulf of Tonkin incident never fucking happened. And fucking when they said like fucking the Iraqi army was throwing babies out of incubators and they had that female in there crying, they come to find out that fucking this chick who was fucking giving the goddamn thing wasn't even a fucking nurse, right? She was the fucking Kuwaiti ambassador's fucking daughter. You know, and I'm like, there's a lot of ridiculous shit. You know, the weapons of mass destruction, the yellow cake nonsense, all the bullshit that got fed to us. And the truth is that they don't want to have these conversations about the reasons why we're doing shit. You know, because, well, you have to fucking sell the American public on why we're doing what we're doing. Like, the truth is like any of these wars in, say, like the Middle East, it's nothing more than fucking, who the fuck just showed up? Motherfucking, MC, what up? The truth is it's all about the petrodollar.
You do not know what the hell you're talking about.
I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, really? You just said that the Gulf of Tonkin incident never happened.
Yeah, it was nonsense.
Bullet holes were invented in the ship.
Yo, they were running up in fucking basic rowboats, dude.
No. You're making this is the problem with the way you describe this, and this is the problem the way the press has defined this crap. Because you guys act like there were reasons.
MC, real quick. I want you guys to go at each other because it's gonna be great. But apparently, Cub says we're all hypocrites. I don't know why we're hypocrites. I think we're being rather straightforward about things.
Wait, all of us? I've been pretty quiet.
No. I'm a hypocrite. I'm an Australian firefighter that wouldn't piss on his country if it was burning anymore.
According to Lone Wolf Cub, we're all hypocrites. I don't know why, but okay, I guess we're hypocrites. And Aiden Jack said in the chat, nothing like coming across a bamboo grove with the people still alive who have bamboo growing through them. That sounds fucking terrible. Melissa is giving Lone Wolf Cub a very nice thank you. Goodbye. And okay, MC and Pinoid, I'm going to mute. You guys go at it.
All right, hang on, Ancient. Let me tell you like this. USC's created commies and invades our nation. It was your mess, so we were made to pay the price for it, and not job to fix your mess. Okay, no, we did not create commies. Fucking commies came out of Asia. All right, the entire fucking communist mentality came out of fucking places like goddamn Russia and fucking France.
What
and
the
then
hell are you
Russia.
talking about? It was just a codified thing that was done by Marx. And if you really want to take a look at an attempt at a communist setup, all you have to do is take a look at the first Mayflower Compact.
Again, fucking like, it all really comes out of motherfucking like, your shit came out of China. And fucking their shit came out of fucking China and it fucking spread across their fucking nations and shit. China, Cambodia, places like this. And then fucking went to, Korea, Vietnam, and all these places. Again, like, but it wasn't our place to stand here and fight for them, is what I'm saying.
Well, whether it's your place, whether it's our place to fight for them or not, that doesn't change the facts on the ground. All right, I can agree with you to a point on that, but don't sit up there and make comments about things that aren't accurate or blown out of proportion in a very specific manner. All right, that people, when you say that we were lied to,
we were.
There is no evidence we were lied to. There's no evidence that they knew that this was stuff. What they were saying was false at the time, and that makes a major difference. Can you be mistaken? Yes. But when you use the term lie, all right, that's something that's intentional deceit.
Yo, because it was fucking lie.
No, it wasn't a lie. Okay? The idea that the Gulf of Tonkin didn't happen. First of all, the Gulf of Tonkin is about two different incidents, right? that were specified. The first incident, there is absolutely no doubt that the the North Vietnamese attacked one of our destroyers. Okay, that's not even in dispute. Okay, the second thing is what's in dispute, right? The second attack, because no one saw it when they came back and they re-examined months and years later, the data, they realized that things that they thought were accurate weren't. But that's not an intentional lie. Right? That's not sitting up there saying we knew that this was wrong. We knew that this data, was inaccurate, because they didn't.
I think what MC is trying to point out is that there is deceit and there's intentional deceit.
Well, no, there's times when you're wrong. If you sit up there and think that you're correct about something, and it turns out that what you thought wasn't accurate, but you had the best of intentions. You honestly believed that something was accurate. You were just wrong at it, right? You were just wrong about it, right? People made mistakes, even in the best of circumstances. If you take a look at what happened to the Gulf of Tonkin, that destroyer commander, right, had no doubt, right, that he was under attack. He called in that he was under attack because he thought he was under attack. Again. Why? Okay. Because they really, and when they talked about it to sailors, there are sailors who said they saw things. They saw the attack taking place. And like it or not, the way the military functions is they take that kind of verbal confirmation as accurate. Then you also had, whether you like it or not, an intelligence signal that seemed to corroborate that statement. So to sit up there and say that they were deceiving people intentionally, that it was a lie, is way over the top.
Oh, real quick, let
me address Anchak real quick, right? Let me address Anchak real quick.
Okay, right, you're about to do what I was about to address.
Korean supplied majority of intelligence to U.S. and Pacific, protect U.S. and hid them Japanese. We outfeed them, but if you think it's okay to throw us to the comedy, so fuck you, Pinoid. We freed you from the fucking Japanese imperial fucking rule. While they were over there fucking raping and fucking cutting y'all motherfuckers' heads off and shit. Like, yo, you don't think we were even at that point? Or like, y'all owed us in the time of Vietnam. And we ain't, like, legit, I was like, in the time of the Vietnam War, or the Korean War, y'all owed us. But like, legitimately, it's not our job. It's not we sat there and freed you.
Real quick, homie. So this is what Anchak was saying. So I don't deserve to live in the free South and instead live under the North Korea government. I hope you get a taste of communism. We also fought with the U.S. in World War II, and we even warned you about Japan, but then you stabbed us in the back. So that's what he's saying in full context. No. Disagreed. I just wanted to put it into context.
Of course they fought with us. They were under Japanese fucking rule. They were part of the Japanese fucking empire.
So why did we give half of North Korea or half of Korea why did we give North Korea, right, to Russia, to the Soviets?
I just wanted to put Anchak's comments.
No. But Anchak's got a point. Anchak's got a point here, Pinoid.
What?
The Soviet Union didn't declare war on Japan until the last week and a half of the war. Why did we sit up there and turn over the half of the Korean peninsula, including their industrial base, over to the Russians, over to the Soviets? We did betray these people. We were responsible. Do not sit up there and say, well, look, we're not responsible for their shit when we were the ones who made that decision.
That was the agreement made after after World War II. That fucking Russia got that part of it.
No, because we gave it to them. We could have said no. We didn't have to make that decision.
Yeah, we didn't have to fucking take care of fucking South Korea.
We wouldn't have had to if we would have said no to the Russians, now would we?
Again, like fucking, it's either that or China would have fucking took it over.
China would not have taken over because China was already in the middle of its own civil war. By the time China comes out of its civil war, all right, Korea was well on its own feet. We wouldn't have had to be there for that.
China would have ended up taking over them after the fucking war.
No, they wouldn't have.
They would.
And then you run into the other problem. You know, it's like you don't think that what happens around the world doesn't have an effect on us.
Again,
and actually, MC does have a point. China at that point in time did not have a fighting force that could have taken Korea. That they didn't. That even in the Korean War, if you look at what happened with the Chosin Reservoir, my granddad was there. If you look at what happened at the Chosin Reservoir, the Chinese military, after what happened with their communist revolution, no, they could not have fought against us. They could not have taken the Korean Peninsula.
Oh, and Russia already had fucking ports and shit in fucking Korea to begin with.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. The closest they had is what they still have today, and it's not Korean.
Hang on, man, fucking, because I'm.
Vladivostok. I think it's Vladivostok is the closest large city they have near Korea.
And they also didn't have a functioning navy at that point in time.
That's very true.
And when I say functioning navy, I mean they didn't
Actually have one.
And they didn't have a navy. They didn't. Neither did China, for that matter. And to be perfectly blunt, we should have stomped them while we had the chance, but we didn't. And call me a tyrant, call me a warmonger, call me an authoritarian. No, we should have stomped them out right then, right there. And we should have ended that shit and said, nope, you're done. Sorry. And if you don't like it, did you see what we did to Japan? We had all of the balls in our fucking court.
It was Port Arthur.
Port Arthur was an argument between Japan and Russia, and it had been in Russian hands for hundreds of years. What are you talking about?
Actually, it was leased by fucking Russia and shit, from fucking China. But it was in but it was in goddamn fucking Korea and shit.
Not really, no. I mean, they got beaten out of there in 1903.
Mm.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, but again, that's why the fuck Russia, ended up standing here demanding fucking.
Well, that has nothing to do with giving them you don't give them half the peninsula. There was no reason to give them half. Even if you say, okay, we'll let you have Port Arthur back, which we shouldn't have done either. Okay, we definitely should not have given them half of the Korean peninsula. There was literally no need to do that.
I literally fucking, after the war was over, all right, and we went home, and like we had a few islands down in the bottom of down in the fucking South China Sea and fucking South Pacific and shit. Legit, that's all we should have had, and we should have went the fuck home. I do not care about fucking the rest of the goddamn shit. That's China's neck of the woods, and China should have been dealing with it.
China couldn't deal with it at that time frame. They were going through a freaking communist civil war.
China would have eventually fucking got back to where it was, and it did.
No, it didn't. When you say eventually gets back to where it was, from when? Prior to the 1700s?
Prior to fucking 1850?
Well, prior to 1850, what was China? It was a broken nation with warlords controlling most of the territories.
It was it's always been the Jupiter to fucking east.
So wait, the what?
It's always been the Jupiter of the east. It's what runs it's what runs Asia is fucking China.
Well, actually, there's something important to point out here. China was never a collective nation. There were never one China. And this goes back to the War of the Three Kingdoms, and this goes all the way back to, I believe it was like the 1700s, some shit like that. First off, they have a ridiculous civil war that has been going on, and this isn't even just the communists. This is multiple dynasties vying for control and trying to unite China for their own personal interest. And this is pretty much Chinese history 101, where you have person A, person B, person C, person D, person E. There's too many to name off. And they're constantly fighting amongst each other. And once you get to the 1800s, and right before the Opium Wars, Part 1 and Part 2 kick off, you have something that the CCP doesn't want to fucking talk about, and this is the reason that the Chinese Communist Party doesn't want to talk about, or let alone, God forbid, you see a Chinese person depicted as being a pirate, because what the hell happened in that time period? Well, you had an entire fucking conglomerate of people who were pirates from China who pretty much controlled the salt trade and also the opium trade, and that has ties to the East India Trading Company and British and colonies, where they are essentially the ones who controlled all trade coming in and out of China, which at that point in time was still very adverse to any outside influence, not just Western influence, but any influence. So once you try to put that into perspective, the Chinese Communist Party, that's the reason they do not like those types of depictions, for this very fucking specific reason. They do not like the idea of A, outside influence, B, inside influence that does not fall in line with the Chinese Communist Party, i.e. authoritarianism. And, oh, by the way, if you look at the Opium Wars, let's take Canton and let's take Nanjing. Well, crap. Beijing is now screwed. Because where does the mass amount of food come from in China? Well,
Australia.
No, I'm saying just
It's true.
from China. I'm saying just from China. Because why is Canton such an important area aside from being a major trade hub? Well, that's where all the rice fields are.
See, actually, the thing there, I'll just really quickly interrupt. The reason why they're so interested in us is because they've already bought out half of this country for all of our farming and produce and all that kind of stuff. Because over in China at the moment, no one's eating their own shit because it's full of fucking mercury and lead and stuff like that, and they don't trust their own food. That's why they're so fucking. They got such a massive hard on for us.
Well, that's because they can't feed themselves. But again, this is the problem. If you look at Canton, that is the major trade hub. It has been that way ever since the fucking 1800s. That's where the majority of all trade in China takes place, even to this day. The only other two big hubs, and again, if you don't believe me, go look up what happens in the Opium Wars. The Opium Wars established three things. One, the British showed that, oh, here's Hong Kong. This is our staging area. We can take this steamship and sail it all the way up the fucking rivers, all the way up to Canton. Boom, there you go. Your food supply cut off. They can't fight against it. Oh, by the way, you still can't control the fucking pirates who controlled the Gulf of Canton for almost 60 years. The Chinese government couldn't do anything about it. And you want to know what happened when the British decided, you know what, screw you. All right, we can't sell opium to China anymore. What did they do? They went straight to fucking Nanking, however the fuck you pronounce it. And that is on the Yangtze River. And that river is the major fucking trade route that goes to Beijing. They could cut them off. This is why the Chinese are so adverse to having any outside influence, especially Western influence, because they know if they allow it, we could cut you off in a fucking heartbeat. Why do you think they're so fucking adverse to the idea of any sort of trade war? They've been in a trade war with the Western world since the 1800s. And they lost. That's why they don't like that idea. That's why they also don't want anyone to know about it. That shit will get shut down so fucking fast it'll make your fucking head spin. Look at how Western influence and Western culture has affected the Chinese economy. They're fucking terrified of it. You know what Japan did? They accepted it. They're like, oh shit. Well, crap. Yeah, you guys won. Now look at Japan, modern day, and then now look at China. What's the difference? Japan, they accepted it. They're fucking prosperous. They do not give a fuck. What has China done? Specifically, what has the CCP done? Tell me I'm fucking wrong. I dare you.
Okay, I think you automatically think you're correct because you're white. I think you're a racist piece of shit, and how dare you slander Asians in that manner?
How
Oh, he missed the
dare
cultural
you?
appropriation.
Yeah, you know I'm
How-
full of shit, right? But
How
I
dare
had
you?
to.
How dare you? How dare you? But no, but this is something that is important to point out. Because of the interaction that the Chinese have had with specifically Britain, yeah, the Chinese have been, reliant upon trade amongst Western cultures, and it's kind of bitten them in the ass. But
Yeah,
that's
but
more the
here's the
fault
thing.
of
Here's
that's
the
more the
thing.
fault
It's
of
not
China.
necessarily the West versus the East. I don't think that's necessarily what it is.
Oh no, it's not. It's more of, and this is where it actually, you really need to point something out. The CCP is, at the end of the day, an extension of Chinese traditionalism, where China thinks it's the big dick in the room, and China is China's own worst enemy.
Well, yeah. I mean, do you want to really come and challenge the United States? You think that's a good idea? Do you really?
Well, so let me just point something out real quick. When England, before the first Opium War kicked off, England sent over an envoy, and essentially their goal was, hey, look at all of these this cool stuff we can do. Hey, look at all the technology, things like that. And the Chinese emperor viewed it as a tribute. But no, we're not going to take off. We're not going to make opium legal. We're not going to negotiate on trade restrictions. We're not going to allow you to have a staging ground so that you can trade back and forth, which would eventually become Hong Kong. No, the Chinese emperor wasn't having any of it. So you know what England did? They declared war.
Mhm.
And so it's like, okay, well, screw you. If you don't want to play ball, well, fine. We'll force you to play ball. And so what the fuck did England do? They sailed a small fleet, East India Trading Company. They sailed it into the Gulf of Canton, took over several Chinese forts, and then they also took Shanghai, took over the Yangtze River, took over Nanking, and forced them to the negotiating table. because their entire goal was because they didn't really want to take over China. And this is going to make a lot of people laugh, but it is true. They wanted to keep the opium trade open, but also British people at that point in time, at that point in history, were freaking addicted to tea. And
They got
China
most of their tea
was
from India.
but at that point in time, India's tea production had actually gone down, and specifically it was black tea. And the number one exporter of black tea happened to be China.
Yeah.
And also,
there is a
Britain.
term, not for all the tea in China.
All right,
Well,
yo, look, all right, yo, look, man, seriously, okay, we're
Well,
getting
real quick, too,
far,
like,
we're
let me-
getting real far off into the goddamn weeds about this shit, and like, yo, my whole point
Well,
was is that like, yo, we got lied in the fucking wars, all right, and like, yo,
But
I'm not
we
saying
didn't get
I'm-
lied
no,
in the
we did.
wars.
We did got lied in the
Oh,
wars, all right.
You
Number
show
two-
me.
before you
You
guys-
show me evidence that they knew ahead of time that what they were saying was false.
Wait,
Abraham
Real
fucking
quick,
Lincoln knew
real
what
quick,
he
You just
was
before you
said
saying
we
was
got
goddamn
lied
false.
in the wars.
Abraham
Then
Lincoln
you
knew
show
what
me.
he was saying was fucking false. World War II.
No, he did-
Oh, what? You think we didn't know about Pearl Harbor before it fucking happened? You
We
goddamn
didn't know
cunt?
about Pearl Harbor. There's literally no evidence of that.
Yeah, I
Were
wasn't gonna
people
bring.
warning us about that Japan
Wait, there's
was
no
going to
evidence?
attack us?
There's no evidence.
No.
We don't have
There is
transmissions.
no evidence.
Oh, yeah, there is. There's
Wait,
No,
wait.
there's
transmissions.
not.
There's
Wait a minute,
radio
wait a minute,
static,
wait a minute.
sir.
I know a lot more
Joe.
about those transmissions. It's
Okay.
one of the things that we have to study. And no, it's hindsight. Bad
Okay,
Dodge. We
okay,
had
okay.
nothing that we knew that said that Japan was going to attack us at Pearl Harbor.
Okay. All right. Look, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to bring up Pearl Harbor because, like, yo, that's
What, Pearl Harbor,
that's
Midway,
iffy. That's
fucking,
iffy. Yo, there's really easy ways to like fucking prove this. All right. First off, like, yo, we can go with fucking Operation Desert Shield, right? Back in the 90s when they fucking had that UN motherfucking delegate from fucking Kuwait's daughter come in talking about the Iraqi fucking soldiers were throwing fucking babies out of incubators and pulled on everybody's heartstrings and motherfucking sat there and like forced us into motherfucking fighting in the fucking war we didn't need to be in.
Right? And they restarted that in fucking 2003,
Well,
didn't
that's,
they?
yo, hang on,
Like,
hang
they
on.
restarted the
Like,
same bullshit.
Well, that did end on a bloody ceasefire, and the ceasefire did have everything to do with Saddam opening his weapons caches and all this to UN weapons inspectors. And within a year, Saddam had kicked all of those weapons inspectors out, which did actually give us carte blanche to restart it then, but we didn't. We held
Right.
off. It's
Right,
like Korea.
yeah.
We could have started it whenever we wanted to. Fucking W could have jumped up one day and said, fucking me missus didn't suck me dick last night. Fuck it, let's nuke Iraq. And it would have been perfectly legal.
Yeah, I feel you. But again, like, yo, the reasons that we went in there weren't, you know, I mean, they didn't stand here and go, oh man, they kicked out our weapons, people, da 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 da. Like, yo, the news,
Yes, they
the
did.
media,
What the hell are you talking about? If you if you go back to that time frame and you listen to what we were being told, and not the media's interpretation of it, but,
No, I'm gonna go
what
with
was
the media,
really
like-
being said at the time, we mentioned a slew of things, including the 17 UN violations. But everybody seems to think that we only went in, all right, for weapons of
What?
mass destruction.
Yeah,
and
the
even
UN
then,
violations that we fucking handed them, sir.
Whoa, we
Yeah,
control
hang
the
on.
UN? I hate to
Hang on.
tell you
No,
this,
we
man, Dodge.
gave them
We
the
don't
weapons of
control
mass
the UN.
destruction. They
We
had the
did
United
not
States
give
of
them the
America
weapons
written
of
on
mass
the
destruction.
goddamn side of
Man,
them.
Dodge, he did not sit up there and give them the weapons of mass destruction. This is the problem. It's like, see, we've got this chemical company that gave this little bit of stuff there. You're sitting up there saying that we produced these chemical shells and that we handed them over to Saddam. No, we did not.
Yes, we did. They were stamped with the United States of America.
They were not stamped with United States of America. It's
It
like
gave them the
listening
means to
when you
make it.
sit up there and listen to these people talk about, well, you guys are bombing the milk factory. See, we got a sign there written in English in the middle of Baghdad that says milk factory.
Okay, so like what I'm saying is that the media lied us into these fucking wars. Can you agree with that, MC? MC, can you agree with
The media did not sit up there and do its due diligence. I will give you that.
There we go. All right, because
All
like
right,
but
to say that they intentionally lied us into the war means that they were intentionally pushing us into a war under false premises that they knew were false, and that's not accurate.
And it also does depend on who's the monkey in charge as well, because everyone likes to talk about Obama and W and all that, but let's not forget that Clinton bombed Baghdad because Saddam kicked out those weapons inspectors.
Well, no, and actually, real quick, I know this is totally a side note, guys. Totally a side note. But $100 for Chinese food for dinner tonight. Are you kidding me right now?
100? Jesus.
You haven't many kids. Food? That's not a surprise.
That is a lot of bread for Chinese food, dude. I've never had $100 bill at a Chinese spot.
You weren't paying for 35 kids either. The worst.
Do you hate your kids that much, Dodge? You're fucking feeding them Chinese food. What do you?
Yeah, no. I told my wife, I'm like, I feel like Chinese food tonight. She's like, all right, because I let her go pick up her friend, so she has a friend coming over. So they're gonna be doing their girl talk and all that bullshit. So I'm like, hey, grab me another beer. I'm like, hey, grab me another beer and pick up some Chinese food. She's like, yeah, I just spent a bill on Chinese food. I'm gonna say, cat is amazing when it's cooked right. All right, that's my mentality right now.
Yeah. So hey, Dodge. So you're into the cream of some young guy, are you?
Oh God.
Yeah. And all right, so there are a many points within our fucking national history where we got lied into goddamn wars by at least the media, maybe the government being complicit in it. Not absolutely sure how deep it goes because I wasn't around at that point, or wasn't an adult enough to understand. The war with fucking Iraq, for instance, the second one in 2001, 2002. Yeah, was it 2002, 2003 when we went into fucking Iraq? Literally, that was supposed to be about 9/11, and it had absolutely nothing to do with it.
It was never about 9/11. No. In fact, the government was constantly saying it wasn't about 9/11.
Yeah, exactly.
No. It was a constant state. We were attacked on 9/11, and fucking we went into Afghanistan and motherfucking Iraq. And I'm like, wait. The 17 of the 19 hijackers came from Saudi Arabia.
You're listening to the very people that you're claiming were the ones that were lying to us, and you're taking their version of events.
Okay, well, no, fair enough. Okay, so MC, I'm with you. The Afghanistan war, we had a reason to go in there. They told us to fuck ourselves right to our face. Are we gonna take that? No, we're not. You know what I mean? If my neighbor told me to fuck myself, I'd punch him in the goddamn nose. What do you think the country's gonna do at that point? But Iraq? We had no reason to go back to fucking Iraq.
We had every reason to go back to Iraq. The problem is that we didn't. The problem that you're having, and the problem that George Bush has, the problem that the press has, and the problem with all this has, is you think that our enemies, all right, are Al Qaeda or this country or this little group. It's not. Our problem is the Arabs and the Arab mentality of a 12th century. That's the problem. And it's not going to go away until the Arab mentality.
What do you want? What do you want? Do you want me to go full Catholic mode? Deus Volt? We could do that. We could go full Deus Volt, buddy.
If you were serious about it, we'd have gone into Afghanistan with a bombing campaign, nothing more, and literally went grid by grid until they said, "Okay, we surrender." Because they will not change their mentality until they do surrender and say, "We've got to change our mentality, or we're going to be exterminated." That's the only thing that they understand.
Yo, can I ask about the main as well?
I'll be blunt. Hold on, Peter. Let me ask this question because I want to see if MC agrees with me or not. The big problem we had, and we're still arguing about this now, Well, we went to war with Afghanistan and Iraq. Here's the fucking problem. The people, the organizations that we're trying to fight, they don't give a damn if it's Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia. They do not give a shit. It's kind of the same fucking bullshit nonsense where, oh, societies without borders. Why do you think that frickin' bin Laden was killed in Iran?
He was killed in Pakistan.
What country?
He was killed in Pakistan.
Oh, maybe it was Pakistan. I don't care. My point still fucking stands.
He did have ties to Iran. That's very true.
But my point still fucking stands. We're fighting a fucking group of people who, we're not declaring war against Afghanistan or Pakistan or Iran or Iraq or Saudi Arabia. No, we're declaring war against a group of people who do not care about nationality or whether you're sovereign or not.
That's not the issue, though. There are always going to be small groups like that. There are small groups like that in the United States. Let's be perfectly honest. There's sovereign citizens. There's BLM movements that are part of this. There are small movements like that. What they don't get, what they don't get, all right, is a lot of support from the rest of the societies. All right, that's the difference. The social constructs in the Middle East support them. Okay, and they do it willingly for the most part. Willingly acquiesce and they willingly support this and those kind of activities. That's the problem. If the Middle East as a whole had a different mentality toward life than they do, all right, if they didn't have a 12th century mentality, they wouldn't support those kind of people and give them the kind of tools and cover to support this kind of crap to go on to begin with. But the fact is that that entire cultural region is mired with a 12th century mentality. And they give up their 12th century mentality. All right, this is going to continue, and they will not stop attacking us. Period. For whatever reason you want, you can go, well, if we weren't there, they wouldn't attack us. Yes, they would.
So MC, how do we break that mentality?
You go in there with the understanding of what their mentality is, and you make them face it. Which is why I said go in there grid by grid and bomb their cities completely into oblivion until they say we surrender, because them surrendering means that they have realized they have to change to survive. You've literally got to do it. And the longer it takes before we get serious and we get ruthless, okay, the longer and the harder it's going to be to do that with them, because they will continue. Well, we just have to wait it out. We just have to wait it out. We just have to wait it out a little bit more.
No, and they're absolutely correct in that, because they do. They just wait us out, and that's
because
how
we're
they
not going in there
win.
with freaking P-52s and leveling them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, and you know what? Why don't we just fly in with Taco Bell? You know what I mean? Like, we would probably make a lot more friends. Like,
no, MC does have a really huge point with this, though, because like ever since like World War II, we've been running on this fucking not moving through areas and taking it and moving the enemy out of the areas on a massive front. We've started just dotting fucking people around and then sending out random bloody patrols and not actually affecting a total fucking occupation. MC's right. We needed to start in Afghanistan from the southern fucking border and bombed it all the way to the fucking top, and then send troops in from the southern fucking border. We lock the fucking country off, and we start from one end, we move all the way through, and we push them into one fucking corner and annihilate the cunts.
Yeah,
that's what we should have done.
When it comes to Afghanistan,
that's what's known as genocide. And
it's
that's
not
probably
genocide.
No, actually, it's not genocide. No, I'm gonna push back here. It's not genocide, and when it comes to Afghanistan, that's absolutely what we should have done. But when it comes to Iraq, no. I'm sorry, MC. You're not going to convince
I'm
me.
sorry, but you're acting like Saddam Hussein was a freaking wallflower.
So Saddam Hussein kept Iran in fucking check, you cunt.
You're
And
fucking
you
right.
fucking
You're fucking
know
right.
it.
Right.
You
Okay,
fucking know
on
it.
that note-
You're acting like we shouldn't have been bombing Iran now, too, aren't you? How many times have I heard that one? We can't go after Iran. We can't do anything else. You have to start somewhere now, don't you? And you're
No,
acting like
I
Saddam
don't. You
Hussein
really
wasn't running
don't
terror
have to.
camps.
You
And
don't
on the
have
note,
to.
Oh my
on the
God.
notice,
Yes, we do. And here's why. Because they will not stop. You act like Saddam Hussein was shut up. You're acting like Saddam Hussein was not running terror camps and terror training camps. You're acting like Abu Nadal wasn't caught in frickin' Iraq and killed in Iraq. You're acting like they weren't doing anything but minding their own.
Yeah, but you know what?
business.
No, wait a minute. No, let's turn this back around, sir. You're acting like he wasn't keeping Iran in check. You're acting like we didn't put him there ourselves. You fucking son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Exactly,
we put them we put them there ourselves.
What do you think
there's an even bigger point. There's an even bigger point. And that is Saddam was not long for this world anyway. And the people that were going to come up after him were his two sons, Uday and Qusay. Uday made fucking Saddam look like a fucking Disney character. That's the cunt we really needed to get rid of.
That is very true, Farty, actually. You have a point. I can't even yell at you. You're totally right. Saddam's sons were monsters. They really were.
So?
Well, if Saddam got out of power and his sons either overthrew him or Saddam had died, then fucking Uday and Qusay weren't going to fucking side with the Yanks. So all this protection against Iran, that was just going to disappear. They were going to turn on their fucking people and they were going to be massive assholes about it.
So?
Well, they most likely probably would have harbored terrorists.
No, wait a minute. I see what Pinoy's doing. He's saying so. In other words, why is it our fucking problem?
Because they made it our problem. You guys act like they weren't doing things on the world stage directly harming Americans. And they were.
They were also helping us by keeping Iran in check.
All right, so how many American lives, all right, do we sacrifice to keep Iran in check?
How many lives do we sacrifice every day in Chicago just so we could keep quiet about it? Hush, hush. There's nothing to see here, people.
Sacrifice, all right? That's not an intentional sacrifice on a national scale.
You know, the mob went through and like fucking stole trucks and did all types of terrible shit, but they also killed pedophiles. Like, there's positives and negatives to having the biggest, baddest motherfucker, like standing here taking care of things that are supposed to be taken care of. That's what Saddam Hussein was. He was there.
Saddam Hussein wasn't taking care of Iran, though, was he?
He kept them in check. No, wait a minute. MC.
What do you mean he kept them in check?
Hey, I have to ask you, honestly, like man to man, dude. Okay, I've seen your sheet. I know your background, all right? You understand, right, that Iraq was keeping Iran in check, and then after Saddam Hussein died, Iran started running wild. Do you really think
Iran was had regional ambitions, all right, that they couldn't push, all right. But the reason they couldn't push it wasn't because Saddam Hussein wasn't there. All right. The reason they couldn't push it was because of people like Pinoy going, well, we don't want American forces to really be, there to stop this. We don't want the spread of the war against an evil regime that constantly calls America the bad guys. We've got to sit up there and deal with Iran with kid gloves. That has far more to do, all right, with what's going on in Iran than Saddam Hussein. And to say that we kept Iran in check ignores the fact that they were shooting at our boats. Mm-hmm. It ignores the fact that they were going around the world funding terrorists to attack Americans. All right, they're in check. They're in check.
No, you're right. You're right. They did fund Palestine, right, and insurgency there.
Dodge. Let's be blunt though. It was not Iraq that was keeping Iran in check. That was fucking Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the OPEC nations because Iran.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit because
No,
if that was the goddamn
it's-
truth, they're still there. Why aren't they
No,
keeping them in
it's
check
not- it's
fucking
not bull-
now?
it's-
Why
it's not
exactly are
bullshit.
we worried about the Strait of Hormuz being
Yo,
fucking
it was
closed
it was
down?
look, it was a
It's not-
balance. It was a balance of power, Doku. Right?
It was a balance. Yeah, it was a balance of power. That's correct. But taking out fucking Saddam did not keep Iran in check. The ones that were keeping Iran in check.
No,
were
that's not
fucking
what I'm
Saudi-
saying. What I'm
No,
saying
Dodge,
was
let me
Saddam.
fuck. No, Dodge.
No,
let me
no. What
fucking
I'm
finish.
saying, no, because you have me mixed up. What I'm saying is Saddam being alive and in power kept Iran in check.
And on top of that, a stable Iraq didn't have fucking Iran able to like run around in its fucking northern borders and fuck
Right?
around.
Right.
And
Like, what the
that's
fuck is
still-
going on right
Well,
now?
you know
see
what?
this
No,
shit?
and-
You know what?
Hold on,
Actual
hold on, let me
military
finish.
force from the United States would prevent that too, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
No.
and this is my point. The ones that are keeping fucking Iran in check by proxy, keyword by fucking proxy, is Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, and Israel, because they have the backing of the United States, and you can hear it from fucking Netanyahu himself.
You
How do you win
literally-
wars so damn quick? You have the United States on your fucking side.
You
We are
literally-
the number
you just-
one naval power. If Iran tries to pull some shit, we control the Strait of Hormuz.
You literally just
Iran
mentioned
does one-
3 countries that are the same goddamn country.
And that's the thing. They're the ones in the region keeping Iran in check.
Yo,
Saudi
look,
Arabia
It
is
has
not-
nothing to do with fucking Iraq. It has nothing to do with
but
fucking
who
Afghanistan.
is keeping
It has-
Israel in power? Who is propping up Israel?
The United
if not
States.
the United States. Yeah, exactly. The
Yo, look-
United
And-
States
and-
of America.
And who controls the fucking Strait of Hormuz?
All right, who
Iran
created-
does. Believe it or
created-
not,
No, they don't.
can shut it
Saudi
down.
Arabia.
No, we control it.
Who
No,
created,
we control it.
who created Israel?
Europe and the
Britain.
United States. Well, no, Germany. Germany
No,
did.
it
Germany
was
created
it was
Great
the
Britain.
British. It was right after World War II. It was
And
the
Germany.
And who secured, all right, the British leading, and that the modern state of Israel could coalesce? Who was it?
And that's the thing. Who controls it? Who keeps stability in that region?
Who keeps
Tell me.
stability in that region? Saudi Arabia.
No,
No.
Saudi Arabia does not have the power to do it.
Well,
Saudi
like,
Arabia
legit.
only exists, to be honest, Saudi Arabia only exists because of the United States. Initially,
Well,
Not
they
the UN.
because of Britain, and now that that's transitioned, they only exist under the umbrella of the United States. They do not have the ability, all right, if it really
They
came
don't
down
even have the fucking
of securing
resources.
their area.
Who's going to wipe them out? Who?
The United States.
You
No,
know,
I will
fucking
with
know
my
it.
C-20 battle cruiser.
who could wipe out Saudi Arabia tomorrow?
Yeah.
Egypt, Iran,
Mhm.
No.
right? If we pulled out and just let the free for all happen, all right?
Oh, they'd kill themselves.
Turkey
And we-
could easily walk on down there. They would even have a bad time, actually, all right, trying to defend themselves from the Syrians.
Yeah.
Who? Saudi Arabia?
Yes, and
No.
they do not have the manpower, and they have a large territory. But when it comes to numbers of people and manpower and equipment, I'm sorry, they use U.S. equipment. Well, guess what? If we sit up there and gave it to we have that same equipment that the Egyptians have. The Egyptians have the same equipment. Saudi Arabia would get stomped on.
And the Syrians have
If
also
Egypt
got
tried
fucking a
to
whole
go-
war else too now.
Well, no, and here's the thing, though, right? Okay, so you look at a nation state like Israel, right? We are propping them up. If we pull out and we stop giving them our F-22s and we stop giving them our fucking missiles, what exactly are they gonna do? They're
Don't
gonna
give them
fold and go home.
F-35. We've not given F-22s to any other country.
They've got their own
You're right.
munitions and weapons.
I don't think we're actually giving the F-22 out. You're right. Sorry.
We're not selling any country F-22s.
But Israel's got their own weapons and munitions industries and all this kind of stuff. You know, they can stand on their own 2 feet. They've done it before.
Well, they've got their own nuclear weapons.
Wait, are you talking about the 7 Days War? The 7 Days War was a miracle. You know that, right? Like, that was a miracle.
It was good tactics.
It was, but it was a goddamn miracle. There's
but
no
that's
way they
that's-
can repeat the 7 Days War.
No, they definitely can't. However, it does show that Israel's military is way more professional than everybody else's, and that does go a hell of a long way.
It does, and they're more militant. Even the women are. You know, like,
And they're all conscripts.
yeah. What
all
is
been
it?
there.
You have to serve 3 or 4 years, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. And then the mentality of it too is that, like, you know, if you're a conscript and you're, say, coming off leave and you're sitting on the side of a highway, it's an obligation for an Israeli to pick up one of their defense members and drive them to their depot.
Well, no,
So that's the difference.
no, and the cool thing, you know, this is just abstract, but the thing I like about Israel is, you know, I'm Catholic, I'm not Jewish, so obviously this doesn't apply to me. But if you're Jewish, you automatically get citizenship. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, nothing like being able to have the only ethno state in the entire fucking world.
Yeah, well, that was actually one thing I was considering on doing. If I had to actually leave here and disappear into the world, I was just going to go down to a synagogue and change my religion.
You're not right. When you look at places like Zimbabwe, there's an ethno state.
It's an ethno state only because nobody else wants to go there.
It's because they exterminated the people that were there, all right, and drove them out.
Again, no, but like it's because nobody else wants to go there. Like if anybody wanted to go there now, like they wouldn't fucking let them in
There are
anyway.
plenty of people that would like to go and return to their farms, right? That they had.
Yeah, but you get what Pinoy's trying to say, right? Like, he's saying the same thing I was saying. Like, okay, if I'm Jewish, I can go get a fucking Israeli passport tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Okay, but I don't know. I know.
MC
No,
knows
likely what you're
exactly
saying,
what you're
but
talking
I-
about, right?
No, I
MC
don't
knows-
understand the context that you're using. But what does that have to do? What does that have to do with anything when it comes to the price of tea in China?
Well, I mean, because like, man, look, you know exactly what we're talking about there, fucking, you know what I mean, my fucking Abrahamic brother, all right? You know exactly what we're all talking about here, all right? You know that fucking Israel's a goddamn ethno state.
Okay, in what? Okay, I'm not denying that Israel is an ethno state, but that's not my point. Okay, I mean, I was just correcting you when you said it's the only one. That's hardly true.
All right. It is an ethno state that's propped up by the U.S. government while they fucking stand here and bitch at us about,
Okay.
you know what I mean, our fucking politics.
You say they're an ethno state. So who isn't allowed in Israel?
Well, no, you get automatic citizenship if, you know what I'm saying, you're one of the sons of Abraham.
It's a religious state. I'll give you that.
Yeah, but they do
not-
it by DNA.
No, they don't. If
Yeah.
you sit there and convert to Judaism, you can convert to Judaism and be an Israeli citizen.
Okay. So
Yep.
I have to.
No.
I have to. cut
No.
the tip off my
You
dick
have to
join.
prove by blood, dude.
No, you
No, you
don't.
No, you don't. You can simply change your religion. You become Israeli. You're a Jew, you're an Israeli.
You're not a Jew if you're not snipped, bro. You're gonna have to get snipped. You're gonna have
That's
to
a
cut
misnomer.
the tip off your dick. All right, the join.
That's a misnomer, and it wouldn't bother me anyway because I've already had it. I'm not Jewish. It's just a thing of hygiene.
I'm
Tradition.
Catholic. I'm Catholic. I'm not trying to go too deep into this, but you know what I mean.
Regardless, if you convert to Judaism, right, and then say I want to be an Israeli citizen, they will accept you. I have a sister-in-law who did it. I understand this. I think she's
Oh,
a
okay.
loon.
How hard was it then? Actually, if you actually know the process, how hard was it?
She went to a rabbi. She said we want to become Jewish. They went through whatever ceremonies that they have in the Jewish community, and then her son and her daughter went over to Israel and became your Israeli citizen. And that's
Yeah.
all it took. It was not a DNA test. It didn't do anything of the kind.
Yeah, we even had a
Oh,
comedian out here who did a full special about like all these different religions. He went around the world, trying out all the different religions. He actually, converted to Judaism, and he got a little care package from Israel. It actually contained an Israeli passport. Funnily enough, he was already Jewish, but he did also try and join up the Ku Klux Klan, and they were going to let him in because it was something about like well, he was Jewish either on his mother or his father's side, and
Yeah,
one
yeah,
side's okay and one's not.
Yeah, you have to
But
be
he,
Protestant
but he,
white. Even Catholic,
yeah,
you're not allowed in the
yeah,
clan.
Okay. All
because
right, yo.
he was that certain way, they wouldn't let him join. So all he did was he came back
All
to
right.
Australia and then joined by mail order, and they gave him a care package too with a
But
little
what
insignia and
I'm
everything.
asking though is, MC. Okay, sorry about the yelling behind me. I'm sorry. Okay, MC. She was able to just join. Did she have to renounce her United States citizenship?
When they went over there, yes, they renounced their U.S. citizenship.
All right, yo. I got an article real quick. This is from again the NCBI, right? This says fucking Masha Yakerson, like many of her Jewish college age peers, attempted to sign up for the Birthright Israel trip in summer 2013. Birthright told Yakerson, whose family is from Russia, to prove that she was Jewish and eligible for the trip, she would need to take a DNA test. Birthright claimed that the test was required by the Israeli consulate, and further, the DNA test would be required if the Yakerson ever wanted to make Aliyah or emigrate to Brazil. Right? And fucking generally the requirements for teenagers from other countries to participate in Birthright are much less stringent. Many participants do not meet strict definition of Jewishness. In fact, since Taglit Birthright doesn't accept candidates who haven't visited Israel before, its participants often come from non-affiliated homes. Many of the products of mixed marriages. Historically, it was the default position to prove someone was Jewish.
That may have been the default position, but I think they only applied those things to certain nations, specifically Russians at the time.
Yeah,
right,
but what about somebody
specifically?
like me?
Hold on, real quick, Mad Dutch, real quick. Operative term, birthright. They're not talking about I accept Judaism. No, they're talking about birthright. That is something that needs to be pointed out. They're talking about, do you have a birthright? Yeah. There is a difference.
Well, no, I want to ask straight up. Like, okay, I was raised Catholic, right? My mom went to Catholic school. I was raised Catholic. I went to mass. I've taken communion. I've gone and did confession. Are they just gonna allow me in? Am I in the group?
Of what, Catholics?
No, if I renounce my Catholicism and I decided to be Jewish, they're just gonna let me in.
There's a whole process.
They will if you're attending Jewish services and you've been accepted into the Jewish community.
You have to go through like the whole Jewish, like
they have they have rituals. All right, yeah. I'm not going to deny that's obvious. The whole, I mean, what is it? What do they call it? Mitzvah, right?
No,
for men and so forth.
No. You have to go through like there's a whole bunch of like shit you got to memorize. You go through school and then like you got to take tests and shit.
That's possibly to sit up there and be a part of their faith and their community faith. That might be true. All right, but as far as a DNA test or anything like that, no. I mean,
that's the same with Catholicism. You have to go through rituals. You have to know what's going on, right? You don't just walk into the confession booth and go, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." That's not how this works.
That's my point. There's a difference between converting to the religion and all of a sudden, oh, cool, you're welcome to Israel, versus birthright. It specifically think about the term birthright. You have a right because you're part of this group. You have a birthright. To that land.
You're saying the difference between Judaism as a religion and Judaism as a
race.
Yeah,
exactly.
As a race.
Yes.
Ethnicity.
Exactly. Yeah, you have a birthright.
Where do we boil that difference down to, though?
Well, that's a damn good question. People have been arguing that for fucking thousands of years.
Well, it's pretty simple. The religion you can join, the birthright, you have to be born into it.
Yeah, you have to like one of the
Exactly.
recognized fucking families or from the communities or groups or whatever the case might be, from a recognized nation state that, you know what I mean, had recognized fucking Jewish peoples in it and shit.
And exactly, that's my point. It's not something, like, if you have a birthright, you don't even have to recognize the religion.
Yeah,
You have a birthright to it
yeah, you can.
because of your background.
You
Now,
don't,
if
you don't have to be Orthodox. You ain't got to be like super all about fucking Judaism. You could be an atheist Jew and claim that fucking birthright as long as you're
Yeah.
from that family and have that DNA.
Yeah. Yep.
exactly.
That's a
my point.
fucking ethno state. And here's the problem I have. The problem I have with it, like I don't want an ethno state in the United States. I'd like to have the white trash no state, which would be nice. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows I promote my shit. Right, but like, yo, they get a wall that we paid for to keep the fucking Palestinians out, but we can't get a fucking wall across our goddamn southern border. What up?
Pinoid, a wall? They have two fucking walls.
And then on top of that, Trump gets a giant statue and shit in fucking places where they're literally just walking in, murdering the Palestinians and stealing their fucking homes. And like, yo, I have to fucking
They're
stand
not
here
just
and
working in there and just stealing the Palestinian homes. You're acting like the where that takes place, all right? That the Palestinians themselves were just sitting there and they were just, reading the comic section, all right, and eating their falafels, right,
Yo,
and going about
everyone.
Hold on, I'm not finished yet. And that what they
Can I make a
were
joke?
doing, right, from their families was going in there and doing terrorist action. Yeah, if their families had a terrorist go out there and try and blow up a school bus, you're damn right their house got bulldozed. It's the way they out there think. And I'm not going to bleed, all right, any kind of sympathy for this group of people because they were encouraging this action. When they do surveys and 70% of the Palestinians say it's okay to strap a bomb to their own child's chest so that they can blow up other children, okay, that to me tells me the mentality of the entire group.
Yeah, but MC, dude, that's like saying because my grandmother she wasn't, but what if she was, right? We'll just say she was. What if she was a member of the KKK? That automatically makes me evil. You need to bulldoze my house.
Hold on a second. Are 70% of the people in that region KKK members?
Probably.
Is that what Pinoy said?
There is a difference. There is a deterrency sort of thing. It's throwing back to the responsibility on the parents to keep your kids in order, which is something we never really see in the Muslim world when they do make an attack. You never see the parents outrage and go, "Don't do that, little Ahmed, you're a little shit." No, they don't do that. So the whole thing is, if you're not going to punish the person, if you can't punish the person who doesn't give a fuck in the first place, how's about you punish everybody else so they might fucking keep this little cunt in check? So this little shit does it, you lose your fucking house. It's like, out here, if you get caught speeding, you get your car fucking taken. If it's somebody else's car, still shit. And if you don't want your car taken, don't let the dumb cunt drive it.
Yo,
no.
See,
I don't want to be degraded because of my ancestors or because of my sister or my brother or my mother or my father.
I feel like MC's just mad because the Palestinians like Marmaduke more than he does. I think that's the fucking issue at the moment.
Peanut broke.
You couldn't let me make that joke earlier when it would have been more poignant. Just kept firing off and shit.
This is what happens when I even see Cub in the chat. Okay.
Real quick, everyone, because I'm addressing the chat. Pinoid, this is directed at you.
Of course it is.
From Ain't Jack. Pinoid, what did Palestinians do with the greenhouse? I don't know what that is referring to, but with the greenhouse,
Israelis built them so they can
Israel.
Yeah. I've seen that shit.
So
I would probably guess like they tore it down, took the glass shards, put it in a fucking bomb, and threw it over the fucking wall. That's what I would guess that they probably did.
God damn, you just went full fucking edge order with that, didn't you?
Well, they probably bloody did.
They probably did. Like legit. You know what I'm saying? Like if I lived next to people that hated me, I would probably do the same shit.
Well,
I mean, you have a look
why
at-
exactly though is it okay for Israel to have an ethno-state, but the United States, how dare us even talk about race? We can't even approach the subject.
Well, Dodge, all right, you want to hear me go on a fucking rant? Because you're about to make me go on a fucking rant.
Go for it. What's up?
All right, you know what? Israel could have its fucking ethno-state. I do not fucking care. But when it comes to all the fucking bullshit that everyone keeps bringing up, oh my god, the United States is going to have an ethno-state. The United States is not a fucking ethno-state, you fucking morons. No, what we're trying to fucking do is we're trying to exert our fucking sovereignty. I do not care if you come from...
All right, MC, man, yo, it was nice. It was nice hanging out with you as always, my brother.
See you, man.
Oh, peace out, dude. But no, let me fucking make this really goddamn clear to everybody, because people seem to keep conflating this fucking idea with one thing or another where it's not. We're not fucking talking about a damn ethno-state, and I'm tired of fucking hearing about it. No, we're trying to fucking assert our sovereignty as a fucking nation. No one's saying, oh, you can't come into the United States because you come from A, B, C.
Yo, did you just disappear or is it just me?
Yeah, he disappeared.
All right, cool. Let me speak then, right?
We're fucking
here's a
exerting
problem.
our damn sovereignty, and that's
He
what...
probably can't
sorry,
hear you,
Pino,
but oh,
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, fucking dope. Here's what I'm saying. Like, yo, Benjamin Netanyahu came and addressed fucking a joint session of fucking Congress without the permission of the motherfucking president. Like, yo, if any other leader did that shit, like, yo, fucking, that'd be a fucking act of war. All right, like, yo, Israel spies on us on a regular basis. We just found like fucking 2 fucking spying devices on the White House fucking lawn from fucking Israel. Legit.
Oh, yeah.
And well, nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck. And everybody keeps defending this country. Like, yo, I don't like them in general. I think they're a fucking garbage fucking country. I understand why we utilize them, because like we have to uphold the petrodollar status, or else like the entire economy of fucking United States and everybody's gonna fucking starve.
Pinoid, I'm gonna correct you real quick. Israel utilizes us. And to be blunt, and I'll be fucking perfectly honest right here, I view Israel the same way I view every other fucking country. They use us.
No,
and as far as I'm concerned,
no. Yo, it is mutual, all right? Because like we use them to enforce the petrodollar status, like on other countries over there. So like they won't sell their oil for something to fuck else.
Bases. We jump off from their territory. So
we use their intelligence and all that type of shit.
No, exactly.
Not in all cases.
Actually, they have a better intelligence network than the CIA.
They do.
You know that, right?
Not in all cases do we use Israel as a jumping point. In some cases, we can't use them because the Arab world, if we need to do something in the Arab world, we need to leave the fuck Israel alone so as we don't piss the Arabs off. So in some cases, yeah, in some cases, no.
That is
right,
where Saudi Arabia comes in. You know?
I want to ask one fucking thing. Because I do find this fucking unforgivable. The USS Liberty. Defend it.
I would say we don't. And we haven't since 1865. You're like, do you really want my argument?
Dodge,
that Liberty.
fucking hold on. Fucking defend it. This is a fucking black and white issue, if there ever was one. The USS Liberty.
Well, like, yo, if you were talking to fucking who's that cocksucker with the eye patch? That shit-headed fucking congressman down there in motherfucking Texas?
Crenshaw.
Yeah, if you were talking to Dan Crenshaw, he would call you a conspiracy theorist, an anti-Semite, and a right-wing motherfucking nationalist.
Yeah,
but
and
you know what?
If you're talking to anybody else, I'm a goddamn racist and a Klan member.
And there's a reason.
What do you want from me? I don't care.
There's a reason I don't like fucking Crenshaw, because again, I want you to fucking defend this. Put your
I'm not
fucking
going
dick
to
on the
defend
damn.
it. No, we
No,
do not
Dodge, I'm
have
not
liberty.
talking.
We do
Dodge.
not have liberty. Our gun rights are being fucking curtailed.
God damn it, Dodge.
Every goddamn
Dodge,
second
let
of
me
the goddamn
fucking,
day.
Dodge, let me fucking finish. Let me fucking finish this. Because I would fucking say this to anyone. I do not care if you're Republican, Democrat, whatever. I do not care. Defend the USS Liberty. Because Israel bombed it knowing it was a United States fucking reconnaissance ship. And you bombed it knowing it was a reconnaissance ship that was your ally. Defend that.
You can't defend it, but you know why they did it? They did it to set us up for war with somebody else, with their enemy.
Exactly.
You know why
Exactly.
they did it. I mean, and defend it? How dare I even attempt to? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna fucking attempt to defend that shit.
Yo, you're a
Because
fucking
United
conspiracy
States-
theorist and a
United
racist and an
States-
anti-Semite. That's the problem, Mad Dog. That's the issue.
Because United States citizens, men and women, died because Israel wanted an excuse to go to war. And you know what they fucking did as an excuse to go to war? They killed United States citizens, men and women, so that they had an excuse to go to war. And you're telling me that's our fucking ally? Bullshit.
What I'm telling you is we're better off with them as friends than enemies. We really are.
I don't care. They're not your friends, dude. That's the fucking point. No one in this global fucking economy is your fucking friend. And this is the thing I've been trying to get through to a bunch of fucking people. No one in this fucking world is your fucking friend.
You don't think,
and if you
think they
are,
our
you're a
best
moron.
friends right now on a geopolitical level are Great Britain? Because I would call
No.
you fucking silly for that.
No one is your fucking friend at this point in time.
Great Britain
No one.
needs us at this point. We're all that's
They're
gonna
still
help
not your
them.
fucking. No, they need you. They need you, but that doesn't mean they're your fucking friend. There is a difference. They might need you, but they're not your fucking friend. And that's what people need to fucking realize. Yes, do they need you? Of course they do. But they're not your friend. They aren't. The second you think they are, you will be used the same fucking way that we've been used the entire fucking time. If
So
you're
is-
not
so
a
is
fucking
this
American
like an
citizen, they're not
ex-wife?
your fucking friend.
Yeah, is this like an ex-wife situation?
Wait.
You know what
Yo,
I mean?
Ain't Jack, you're telling me that like a country that only exists because we allow it to, right? Who we stand here and financially back and give fucking weapons to on a regular goddamn basis, right? To defend itself and fucking stand here and motherfucking tries to make sure that we keep the rest of those fucking countries off its motherfucking dick on a fucking all the time basis, right? You're telling me that we shouldn't have had a ship over there off their fucking port? Are you out of your motherfucking mind? Legitimately, stop defending nonsense.
No,
Legit.
That's the thing. We have mutually beneficial interests. Like, yes, we have interests. Like, our interests align, but they're not your fucking friend. Do not conflate the two. They're not your friend.
Yeah, but I would rather prop them up than let them fail. You know what I mean?
Better to have an ally. Better to have an ally than an enemy, but they're not your fucking friend. Do
That kind of
not
sounds like you're taking a
confuse
piss
the
out of
two.
Greta Thundercunt there with fucking the how dare
Oh,
you.
fuck
Sounds
Greta.
like you're just like, oh, that's not your friend.
It,
Not your fucking friend.
just because your interests align, does not mean they're your friend. Do not get confused.
Yeah, but
And
they're,
this
they're
is the
better
fucking
on
problem.
our side than they are against us. I mean,
Well,
okay,
again, better to have an
what
ally.
do we have? We have the UAE, which is a tiny ass country with like what, 1 or 2 ports and an airport. Then we have Saudi Arabia. That's a little bit bigger. And then we have Israel. And out of that, we have to control what? The entire Middle East? Because, I mean, that's suddenly our job now, obviously. We just have to do it.
Again, better to have an ally than an enemy. But they're not your fucking friend.
Well,
And, by the way, the Strait of Hormuz, we control that. And you want to know why we fucking control it? Because we have an entire fucking carrier battle group that can sit there and park its damn pretty little self right there in the Strait of Hormuz. And the second someone tries to do something, we don't need the UAE. We don't need Israel. We could do the same type of fucking combat air patrols from that fucking carrier battle group, just the same way we could do from the UAE or Qatar or Israel.
Yeah,
we don't fucking need
that's
them.
like saying we don't care about China because we have the 7th Fleet.
And by
you're
the way,
full of shit, dude.
Oh,
our closest ally is Canada.
And
also,
to have a cry about
Dodge-
what's going on in the Middle East and you guys controlling the Middle East, you guys should have thought about that back in World War II when you sent Britain broke and they had to break up their empire. Because they could have helped us with that, but nah.
and also, Dodge, just because we have the 7th Fleet, that's just what we keep there on patrol. On patrol. Do you really want us to put the 6th and the 5th Fleet in there? Because that will fucking make China square the fuck down and whimper. Do you think China can actually fucking fight against us if we put the 7th, 6th, and 5th Fleet in the fucking South China Sea?
Yes.
They wouldn't be able to do shit.
No, they can't.
They could try to use the Silkworm missile system.
They've got better than a silkworm now, man. Fucking everybody's got to fucking understand. China is not the backwater fucking country bumpkin fucking cunts they were 20 fucking years ago. They're really technologically advanced.
And you know exactly what the fuck is going to happen? All of those fucking missile systems that they have, guess what? They're all positioned on those artificial fucking reefs. And you know what's going to happen to them? They're going to cease to exist.
Well, yeah,
right,
we're gonna drop an EMP on top of them, and then we're gonna scramble our jets.
For fucking sake. Right, now, you put a carrier group near one of those islands, right? They detonate a nuke nearby. They don't actually have to hit yous. Okay, everyone's saying, oh, whoopee-doo, China can't fucking hit anywhere from their mainland. They can't hit America from the mainland. Okay, yeah, that's where you guys have got your protection. They can't fucking touch you while your fleets are at home. You're not going to send all your fleets out to China so as they can get fucking nuked out in the middle of the ocean. Because that can fucking happen, boys and girls. They can absolutely fucking do that.
And you know exactly what's going to happen after that? First off, yeah, we can shoot those fucking missiles down. And boom, done.
No. Swarm attack, right? Now, this is the big fucking problem. Yeah, you got Sea-Wiz, you got anti-ballistic missiles and stuff like that. Yeah, there's only so many bullets a phalanx carries. There's only so many missiles those batteries carry. You send enough missiles out, you'll simply run them out of ammunition. And don't you think they haven't thought about that? Because the Yanks are already thinking about that with drone swarms.
Yeah, and you know what the fuck's going to happen after that? The second that you fucking fire off one of those fucking missiles, do you not think we don't have a fucking Trident submarine?
They got millions of people. Where that come from, man?
Well, no, that's what I was gonna bring up. Is I was gonna bring it up on the other side though. China, they could rise their nuclear subs up, and bam, what are we gonna do? Right? Like, we're worried about North Korea. We have alerts over Hawaii and shit. What are you talking about? Come on, North Korea can't fucking touch us.
Carriers being invulnerable is a fucking myth, and it has been, especially for the last couple of years, because the fucking Norwegians with their Gotland class submarine actually snuck up and fucking killed a carrier in an exercise. So just by that fact alone, a diesel boat can sneak up on a carrier and actually fire a fucking weapon at it is an actual reality nowadays.
And the second that fucking China does that, do you know what the fuck's gonna happen?
Does it matter if DC is nuked? My friend,
You,
does it matter if
all
the
right, Dodge.
District
All
of
right, Dodge.
Columbia
You're
is
talking to
nuked?
You're talking to someone who actually fucking understands military strategy. No offense to everybody else. Probably better than the majority of people. Do you know what the
Nah,
fuck is gonna happen the second that even yeah, okay, DC gets nuked. Do you know what the fuck is gonna happen to Beijing? It's wiped off the fucking man. It's wiped off the. It's off the map. It's gone. It's bye. Cool. Cool.
not necessarily.
You guys. Oh, you guys want to do that? All right. Beijing is fucking gone. It
Not
ceases to
necessarily.
exist.
Not necessarily.
Okay,
See,
I'm willing to listen.
It's not necessarily because if we're nuked too soon and we don't know that it's actually coming, how can we activate our assets? You know what I mean?
Do you think we wouldn't?
mutually assured destruction um, has been avoided so many times in the past by even base individuals. Like the dude who's supposed to push the button, he's even just gone, no, fuck off. Now, we've avoided fucking actually nuking some cunts since fucking World War II so many times and so drastically. We've almost let ourselves be nuked just because we just wanted to go, no, we don't believe this is happening. Now, just because someone nukes America doesn't mean that you guys are actually going to fucking launch all your missiles and stuff like that. If they drop one nuke on, like if they, get some suicide cunt to drop a backpack nuke in fucking Washington, it's not an ongoing attack. That's not going to produce the whole fucking complete retaliatory response. Yeah, you will go in and you will attack them using other means and shit like that, but I doubt whether you're going to send an ICBM to Beijing.
Do you think we would not wipe Beijing off the fucking map?
I think we would do it with more menial efforts. I think we would do it with B-52 bombers. You know what I mean? Grid by grid. We're just.
Well,
You're done.
I'm not
Like,
saying
you've
we're going
had
to
it.
use a 50. I'm not saying we're going to use a fucking 50 megaton. Boom, you're gone. No, all we have to do is tactical nuke. Boom, bye, you're gone. And it's
Yeah, but
not
we
to
don't
wipe
even
out
have
the
to do
fucking
that,
city.
do we? Like, the B-52 will do the job. And we can launch that off of any aircraft carrier we have in our stock. You know what I mean?
No,
What you'd most likely do is you'd go wholesale after China's navy. Anything that's got a red star associated with it sinks. That's what you guys would most likely do first.
actually, no. The first thing we would fucking do is take out their fucking ability to control where that missile is going because it's a fucking ICBM and it's trying to target the continental United States.
Yeah, well,
So,
what
fuck
I
your-
would do... Sorry to cut you off, Doku. I apologize. But what I would do, personally, if I'm president of the United States, okay, first off, I want to drop a, not an ICBM. I don't want an intercontinental ballistic missile. But I do want to drop their electrical grid. So an EBM. Okay? I wanna shoot that off right over the center of the country. Bam.
Well, no, Doug,
Now I'm
that's
moving.
not what-
Now I'm moving Navy and Air Force assets into the area. The 7th Fleet
Dodge.
automatically goes to war.
Dodge.
The 5th and 6th is sent over. And we jump off from Japan. You know
No,
what I
Dodge,
mean?
that's not what you want to do because that same EMP could also damage your own guidance system. No, what you want to do
No, they're all shielded. It's all shielded, and we've known about EMPs for ages.
even if they're shielded, it's too much of a risk. No, what you do, and we can shoot down those fucking ICBMs. We can do that. It's been.
We
That's not
we
even.
do have
that's
a
not even
missile
question.
defense shield. We do have one.
Fat.
Yes.
So
No, what you do is once that missile launch has been detected, you take out the fucking ICBM, and then the next thing you do is you take out all of their fucking targeting systems and you take out their fucking radar array. You essentially blind them. Boom, gone, done.
Well, isn't
you have
that
no
what
detection.
I was doing with the EBM?
No, because you're also putting your own forces at risk. No,
and
you
what
do
you
not
wanted to
do
do,
that.
what you wanted to do with an EBM, dropping it right in the middle of China. Basically, you've dropped it about 1,000 kilometers from the nearest possible thing, and EMPs don't travel that far.
And here's what you
Okay,
do.
so that would probably be better over Beijing then. Maybe my location was a little bit wrong. I will totally grant you that.
Well, and no, here's what you do. Once that missile launch has been detected and you take it out, boom, you take out their targeting system. You don't even focus on the EMP idea. No, you take out their fucking targeting systems, specifically along the coastline, because they're gonna need that just to guide the fucking missile. They can shoot another one all they fucking want. It's not gonna fucking matter. It's never gonna reach continental United States. Once that's done, all those artificial reefs that they've built, boom, you take them. They will not be able to defend them. Then you take out their fucking navy. Once that is done, then you invade the fucking mainland. Then you take fucking I forget what the
I think you best change the subject, Toku, because like you're getting ripped in the chat, man.
Well, no, and the thing is, though, you do want to take out their navy, probably second. First off, I want to take out your power grid. I don't want you to have any access to the internet. I don't want you to have any satellite communication. You know what I mean? I want to shut that down first. And now, I'm the United States of America. Hey, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? Like, here we are.
No, and I'm looking at the chat, and China would easily fucking fall for two fucking reasons. One, you go into the Gulf on the southern end where Canton is, and you take that. That's where you put your first force, and that has to be an amphibious landing force, because yeah, it's a Gulf, it's a marshland. The second, take Nanking. You will cut off Beijing.
Well, no, and you're gonna, well, if you have any humanity at all, you're gonna hate my third phase. You know what phase 3 is? We drop napalm grid by grid, and we kill them all. That's phase 3. Yeah.
That's a bit far. That's a bit far.
No, fuck them. No, fuck them. Because they're going to use that manpower against us, and you know they are. Phase 3
screw that,
is
dude.
napalm. We just drop it on them. Fuck you.
No, screw that. You're first off, that you're not necessarily wrong, but damn, that's a dick move.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm going right. I'm going right for. That's phase 3, buddy. Napalm the whole goddamn continent. You know what? If it spreads over to Russia, I don't even give a fuck about that. Yeah.
Well, why?
Okay, Peter busted in the chat. The thing I love when people know nothing about strategy is when they act like they can just do this amazing military action and they're just going to take it with no resistance, no change of plan. He is right, Doku, and you are forgetting a vast majority of very, very huge obstacles that we do have with China. It's not as easy as you think.
Oh, and I'm not saying it is. And funny enough, this actually goes back to what I was just about to say until Dodge decided he wanted to napalm the entire fucking population. Which
I know that's a little rude, but you know, you can hear where I'm coming from.
A little? No. What you do is once you start cutting off the supply, you start giving people food because China cannot feed its own population. So what you do is you cut off the fucking supply line. And when you get those farmers who...
Wait a minute. No. You know what? I need to stop you here. Wait a goddamn second. I want to kill them quickly, right? With fire and death. You want to kill them slowly. That makes you better than me? Fuck you.
No, I'm
No.
better than you is. Get it right. I'm better than you is.
You know what I mean?
No, what
though?
what I want to do is I want to cut off their supply lines. I want to cut off their supply lines, and there will be plenty of fucking people who are Chinese nationals who are more than willing because they have to feed their families.
They all have the Kung Flu, though. We don't want them over here. Don't even do it.
the-
Don't even do it.
no, they're staying in China. What you do is you insinuate an uprising. Then you invade. That's what you do.
Well, you
And
know,
do it
actually,
through, you do it through two areas.
no,
you
you
do it
want to
through
be
two fucking
honest.
areas.
You know what the real jump-off point would probably be? Like if I was president, Taiwan. Hey, you want your country back? Let's go.
And
We're gonna go get it back right now.
Bearded bastard is 100% correct on this one. If you cut off the supply line, you are playing the long game. Yes, sir, you are correct, and that's why I am playing the long game, because fuck the blitzkrieg, fuck the lightning strike. No, I want to use China's population against it. Their number one strength is because they have a shit ton of people that they could throw at us. So take that strength and turn it into a weakness.
Which is why my go-to was napalm them all.
Well, you just want to kill everyone. No, I'm saying cut off their supply lines, and then I don't know, maybe there's 1/10. It only has to be 1/10.
Wait, does that make me a horrible person though? Like Farty, am I horrible because I want to napalm the whole population?
No, I reckon we should have kept going after Nagasaki. Fucking no, but like, look, you're missing this point too. And fucking, they've got a huge population that is used to being impoverished and all this kind of stuff. And they also do have the ability to push our hand. We can go and play the long game as long as we want. They can just go, you know what, fuck it. Throw the fucking table over and throw the chessboard all over the floor. They've got the ability to make us act.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying no. We just act. No. You die now. You're
that's
dead.
why I say. That's why I say turn. That's why I say turn their population against them. But Dodge apparently just wants to nuke or napalm everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, we won't. We won't. We definitely won't be able to turn their population against them because they are too ingrained in their own ways and all this kind of shit. And even when they do emigrate to other countries, they are Chinese. They are not a migrant to another country, and they don't embrace that culture or country.
Oh my God,
they are still
you are
Chinese.
so right. You are so right because
they're
all over
point.
Eugene, right? They come over and go to the University of Oregon, and no, they all speak their own language. They all stick together, and maybe they fuck white dudes because they're into white dudes, but they still aren't fucking crossing over to our culture.
They're not coming for a beer.
It's ridiculous.
So there's all of these mentalities and all these. Like seriously, Doku, your plan does not work on a fundamental basis. Change the subject, please.
Well, not change the subject. Let's go back to napalming people. I mean that's where I'm at. Kill them all, and then we win. Okay, so that's no. Wait a minute. That's the libertarian.
You shoot Peter Bastard link.
Like that's the libertarian stance. We kill all of you if we go to war. Okay, I don't rebuild your country. I take it. It's now mine. Fuck you. Okay? But we don't go to war until you attack us. You mess with us, we're coming out swinging. And we're not gonna back down. We're not gonna, I don't know, be weak about it. You know what I mean? We're gonna wipe you out with napalm. You know, your children are gonna burn to death. That sucks. Welcome to the real world. maybe you shouldn't have fucked with the United States of America.
Well, see, my strategy is, cut them off the two major supply lines, which would be Canton and Beijing. And once we take Beijing, then the entire government structure collapses. The
Yeah,
CCP is fucked.
we aren't taking Beijing. You need to
Well,
you need to
I'm not
understand
going to
that.
say it's. Well, no, I'm not going to say it would be easy, and I'm not saying it would be something you could do quickly. But it is possible.
The
And-
only quick way to
But
actually,
it's a long war, though, and
yeah, well,
Bearded
no, and
Bastard
we
is correct.
wouldn't.
It is a long form war.
Doku, I don't think we can actually take Beijing. What I think we could do is bomb Beijing into non-existence. You know what I mean?
So you
Wipe
just
it
want to
out.
kill. Yeah, see, the thing is, you just want to kill everything. I'm trying to find a way to actually do it without killing everybody.
No, fuck them. If it comes to war, why are we being nice? We're at war. Right?
You're not going to do anything without fucking firing a shot, man. Like you need to understand, with the Chinese, we will be looking at massed human wave attacks again. Things like that. We simply don't have enough fucking bullets to fucking shoot the bastards with.
I mean, if you want to go with that route, then dude, just fucking destroy their entire navy. And
yeah, and pull out the fucking napalm. You heard me.
Well, that's where I said before. Like, that's the only thing that we realistically can do as a first strike, is to sink anything with a red star on it. But the problem with that is that it's not like they're just going to sit there and do nothing while this is happening. You don't think that they're actually looking at building longer range ICBMs or other ways of deploying them and things like that.
Do you actually believe China has the logistics to reach out and strike the United States directly like that?
Absolutely.
they do.
Absolutely.
They do, unfortunately, they do.
So we would need our missile defense shield. Like, that's coming
Yes,
out of
and
the box, right?
the problem with missile defense systems and stuff like that, like Stingers and Patriots and whatnot, they typically have a horrifically low success rate. So
Yeah.
don't put all your bets on those things either. And like I said, with phalanx and counter missile batteries on ships and stuff like that, there's only so many bullets a phalanx carries. There's only so many missiles a battery has on it, and they take time to reload. And those missiles aren't going to stop whilst you're reloading and then have another crack when you call time on.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of those the artificial reefs that they're putting their airfields and
Well, no, and that's
missile
the
batteries
thing,
on,
though. This
take
is
them
why
out.
China came up tonight, right? We have the 7th Fleet in the South China Sea, and they're doing flybys like it's Top Gun. What do you think you're doing right now? Like,
That's nothing. That's just bullshit saber rattling. The Russians do it all the time. They've done it for fucking years. The Chinese have been doing it as well. That's just bullshit saber rattling. Ignore that. That's normal. That is completely
no,
normal.
but the United States isn't just going to sit here and let that happen forever. You know what
dude,
I mean?
Yeah, we do.
We do it to them all the time too.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We do it to the Russians. We do it to the Chinese.
That's the thing. If we were really going to go to war with China and you wanted to be effective and be in the war very fucking quickly, number one is take out those anti-ship missile batteries, which are on the artificial reefs. Take that out very fucking quickly. And you can do that using Tomahawk missiles, cruise missiles. You
Not
could take
even
those
that.
things out.
We could take out those artificial islands with our 7th Fleet easily.
Here's actually one smart thing you guys should actually do is, and bear with me here, because like fucking, you should pull some of the F-14 Tomcats out of fucking mothballs, because the Phoenix missile is actually an anti-missile missile as well, and that would go a long way to protecting the fleet, because the Tomcat's design was to go far out from the fleet and engage targets there with long-range missiles and keep them well at bay. So you should bring that fucking element back to the Navy.
That's why I wouldn't. That's why I wouldn't put the Seventh Fleet anywhere in range of those artificial reefs, aka artificial islands. No, take them out, but don't don't destroy those uh, artificial reefs. Take out the anti-ship missile batteries. Take the reefs. Use them as staging ground. It essentially island hopping. Now, Beijing's too far inland to us. Uh, it's too far inland for us to actually hit it in any significant way. That's going to be the problem. That we will have to take Canton and Beijing. That's gonna have to happen. But once that happens, you could bring China to the negotiating table and be like, okay, yeah, look, we have you by the fucking balls.
All right, so I think we're winding down, guys. We've hit the 3-hour mark. Anything else about China? You got anything else you guys want to say about it? Or should we just wrap her up?
Yeah, yummy.
Fuck the gooks.
Fuck the gooks. Okay, well that's not racist at all.
The only thing I have to say about China is, as much as we have them by the balls, they also have us by the balls.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's how they've actually got us by the nuts, right? They're fucking basically bought half of the property in Australia. And we're about to turn around and say to them, you know, all that property, you don't own it anymore. And that's where China can turn around and say, well, we paid good hard cash for that. We'll just take it. That's what we're worried about.
That's an interesting concept. And I think we should revisit that as that starts to play out. Because, wow. That's going to be a point of contention between your country and China, right?
Honestly, that's where the Chinese were actually smart, because they don't need a military that can stand up to the United States or the UN or anybody else. Bro, we own you. Okay. We're going to call your debt.
No, but wait a minute. We don't owe you if we kill you. If you're dead, you're dead. The debt is paid. You know what I mean? And we can kill you. We can kill you in the blink of an eye. Like, all we have to do is wink at our old lady, and we can kill your dumb ass.
And Dodge, do you think the rest of the world is going to be okay with that? Because
do I care? Do I care? Do you want the next nuke?
the rest of the world is going to fucking care.
Yeah, but fuck them. Do you want the next one? What's up? Who's next?
That's a horrible idea.
I'll go down the checklist here.
No, that's a horrible idea, because they're going to look at us and be like, oh.
Why do we care what their opinion is if they're dead? Why do we care?
Because we'll never be able to do business with the rest of the world to begin with.
The rest of the world's dead. All we have to do business with is ourselves at that point. We're good.
then you'll send yourselves broke, because there's only manufacturing in America, and we know how expensive that is.
God damn it, Farty has a point. Son of a bitch.
I mean, that's what put you in this mess in the first place.
Yeah, we gotta let China live. God damn it.
Hey, dude, don't get me wrong. I don't like it, but China's
come on,
smart.
You know I have a point. Like, how are you gonna argue with me if you're dead? You're not gonna argue with me. I already got you. You're dead.
Oh yeah, okay, China is dead. Now let's look at how much of our debt Russia owns. Oh crap.
Oh,
almost as much as China.
That would be an issue. I think that's the one country we can't go toe to toe with is Russia. Because mutual assured destruction is a thing. They will take our ass out.
Oh my bearded bastard! I love his fucking comment. I mean, if we take out all of China's population, we can fix climate change.
True.
He's not
right.
the funniest part about it is he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Well, you know what? God damn it, Greta. Get on Enola Gray.
Wait,
We're gonna have to fix fucking climate change.
What did you say? How dare you?
We're gonna fucking spray paint "How dare you" on that fucking 5 million megaton hydrogen bomb before we. Where do we drop it?
Beijing. But anyway.
No, Beijing's still in the north. We need to drop this. No, we need to drop it in. Nah, just square in the middle of China. 500 megatons. Just. All right, climate change fixed.
But all right, guys. Yeah, we're wrapping down, and my wife got home with her friend, and we're gonna have Chinese food and shit. So I gotta go.
All right, but Dodge, real quick. We're gonna name it the Bill Gates.
Nice. I like that. Nice. But yeah, guys. Hey. So, check out Exiled Opinions. They are a part of the brand. They are one of us. One of us. Go check them out. They talk about pop culture. They have the drinking game every Friday night. Go check them out. Hey, Farty.
Hey,
you're a part of the brand too, but you're more on my channel than your own, right?
Yeah, well, Doku, what's the subject for this week on Exiled Opinions?
That's a damn good question.
Oh, we'll get back to you on that one.
yeah. Obviously, he's confused.
I don't know. I think we should make it midway.
But no, and I do want to thank Farty actually directly. Hey, bro, thank you for running the goddamn World War I stream. Dude, I felt like shit. I went and took 2 naps that day. 2 goddamn naps. Are you kidding me? Like, that's messing with my drinking time.
Real quick before you jump out of here. Ain't Jack, yes, we know how big China is. We're just being cheeky assholes at this point in time.
Yeah, China is fucking big. We get that.
Don't take anything we're saying at this point in time seriously. We're just being obnoxious.
But no, thank you, Farty. You and MC held it down. I saw you did it with you also had fucking Yorkie on there, right? So
yeah.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
It's all right.
You know, hey, if I feel sick, I feel sick, but I want the brand and the channel to keep rolling on. All right? So, I appreciate it when you guys pick up the slack. Thank you.
Wait, you have a brand?
Yeah, we have a brand. I know, it's crazy, huh? You know I'm actually making money now? Insane.
Alright, so when are we gonna start making t-shirts?
I don't know. I don't like you, so you're not gonna be making anything.
Your first t-shirt better be just I don't like you.
Yeah, with your fucking avatar. I don't like you, Doku.
Hey, I've got a fucking novel idea, hey. Instead of shirts with like designs and logos and shit on them, just like why don't you have a personalised shirt? Here, I'll give you one I've worn for a week and haven't bothered to wash, and you can smell like Farty von Bumstink. How unique would that be?
Hey, dude,
sounds
no,
kinky.
women sell their panties, right? So you can totally get away with that. Just wear a shirt for a week and then sell that shit off.
God, okay, before we head off, you just reminded me of the worst thing I've ever seen. Someone was apparent.
I reminded you
Someone-
of the worst thing you've ever seen. Holy shit.
Oh no, this was someone trying to sell their fucking jeans. It was like, I wore these for 2 months in a row, and I free bled in them. And oh, they reek. I'm selling.
Ew! What the fuck?
And she's trying to sell them for $40. It's like,
no,
bro, you couldn't
go
give me
fuck
those
yourself.
for free.
Pay me to fucking take that and throw it away in the garbage. Like, you know,
What's even
I wouldn't
funnier
even.
is
I wouldn't even burn it.
I've actually had the conversation with a Sheila about fucking because she wanted to get out of prostitution and thought, okay, what else can I do that doesn't actually involve a skill? I said,
stripper?
you can sell
Sorry.
you can sell your dirty knickers to dirty Japanese fellas. And she's like, what the fuck? And I've actually had that conversation and actually had to use the phrase, yeah. So when you go to the dunny, don't bother wiping a little dribble in the gusset. Yeah, they'll like that.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god. No. That's foul.
This is one hell. This is one hell of a note to fucking end on.
Oh.
Good lord.
Yeah.
This is. You know what? Nuke it from orbit. Nuke it from orbit.
Yeah, that's not okay. But no, you want to get out of prostitution. What other workforce can I go into? Stripper? I mean, come on.
At least if you're
Time.
stripping, you're showing the goods and everything. You're not trying to sell.
Well,
people
and you're
your
being
fucking
athletic,
soiled
right?
clothing.
Have you seen these chicks? The shit's insane, dude.
Again, if you're providing entertainment, that's one thing. I'm not paying you $40 for your soiled clothing. Get the fuck out of here. What's wrong with you?
God damn. Ew, and period blood. Ew. Just ew. It's not okay.
I know women wouldn't even buy that. Like, no, stop. Well, whatever you're doing, stop. And Ajax says that's worse than bathwater. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong there, Ajax.
I don't think you're supposed to drink the bathwater though.
Oh my god. Are
least
you
the
talking about
bathwater has
that
novelty.
dumb fucking bitch that was selling her own bathwater? Oh my god.
Yeah.
What kind of nasty shit is that, right?
And what I want to know is why would you buy it?
Right? And people bought it. They're buying it at like $40 a fucking pint. What the fuck? Like, dude, I'd rather drink a beer,
buying-
nigga.
Yeah, I'm not buying your fucking bathwater. Are you fucking crazy? Get out of here. Shoot.
The fuck is wrong with you, you sick bitch?
Be gone, thought.
Yeah, be gone, thought. Yes.
What's even funnier is that it just ended up that fucking everyone just knows her as being a fucking filthy festy bitch because the cunts that drank it got sick.
Oh wait, is that? No, you're joking. No, for real?
No, I'm not joking. Yeah, some of the cunts bought the fucking bathwater. They drank it and then complained that they got sick from it.
Yeah, oh my god, I almost threw up in my mouth. Ew.
Oh,
Oh
no,
my
no,
god, I think on that note we
fucking
need
funny.
to end. Ew.
No,
I'm done.
hold on, Dodge. That is fucking funny.
No, that
So-
is disgusting. I swear to God, I threw up in my mouth.
Well, it's their fault for fucking drinking the bathwater.
Ew. That's so disgusting.
And
But what's
you know
wrong
what?
with her that made him sick though?
That's a good question. But you know what, Dodge? From now on, you're gonna have to change your outro to instead of "Don't go to France," don't drink the bathwater.
Yeah, you know, I
Drink
like
bathwater.
that. Yeah. Hey, this has been Mad Dodge Productions, the Redeye stream. Thank you. Good night. And hey, don't drink the fucking bathwater. I mean, what? I think we're out of here. Peace, guys.